Hi everyone, good evening, good evening. How are you all doing? I hope you all had a great start of your weekend and other things. I don't know. It's weird because every time it's been community night and I go one day without streaming, I feel like I haven't streamed for so long. It feels like I haven't done this in like days, so it's always kind of weird. But it's good to see all of you. I hope you're all doing well. Clean my ears and I left there overly sensitive. Huh. Interesting. I hope it's not... I remember cleaning my ears when I was a kid, and I mentioned it before, but I have bad hearing, and when I cleaned my ears as a kid, my hearing would just get much, much better for like a couple of days, and it would be really strange, because it felt like everyone was shouting at me when they were talking just normally. So I understand that. Hi, Akalia. Hi, everyone. Jump back into the horror games and it's been a week for those. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. That's a very good point. So, we're back in the letter. For those who weren't here or for those who don't remember, the letter is a crazy game. We're playing a real estate agent who is trying to sell this giant mansion who is rumored to be haunted. And we went there in order to prepare for the open house and everything, and there was a ghost. There was a ghost that tried to kill us, and we found this letter. Do we have that? Do we have an inventory button? We have a journal. We found... Okay, you can see this part of it. And it basically says, help me, help me, help me, help me. Send this to 5 people or else. And so we've been having like these... We haven't seen the ghost since, but we've had like these moments of where everything goes dark and it feels scary and blah blah blah. And our friends don't believe us, and yeah, we're trying to convince them, and we're trying to sell the house. We only saw the ghost once. Here we go, AFK soon. I hope you have a wonderful day, Fari. I appreciate you stopping by. Wanted poster next to the lamppost on the right. Oh, that's amazing! I didn't mean to do that. That's incredible. That wanted poster. Yeah, it was a scary ghost. It's an amazing wanted poster. I love it. Hi, Robos. Good evening. Okay, so the last thing that happened was we went to a indie movie showing because our friend Zach does indie movies, and we went to see his show. Like the cat with headphones. It's pretty great too. Whoever has that as a logo, I love it. Okay, so it's the night after the movie showing. Our friends don't believe us, but we did get some ideas of who we can ask to find out more about this ghost. Despite the late hour, the streets are still bustling full of people. Those about to head home, those set to meet someone, even those simply wandering about. Hi Sayima, hi Indie Kebab, thank you so much for the host, really appreciate that. How are you doing? Walking in the sea of unfamiliar souls, it strikes me how easy it is for one to get lost in a city as nondescript as Luxborn. I was afraid too. At one point, back when I was new and I just set foot in this place. Now, with familiar faces walking with me, it feels a little like home. Zach and Ash bid us goodbye shortly before Becca and I crossed to the other side of the streets. Hi, how are you doing? You need some water? You definitely need some water, Ikalia. Hi, Irons! The former claiming he's got a few freelance jobs to take care of before the day ends. And Ash? Who knows? He never tells. Sometimes he'll just randomly appear at your doorstep, looking for a place to crash. He does that to Zach a lot, much to the latter's frustration. But he's a busy guy too, in spite of the laid-back air he gives off.
Thanks for today, everyone!
Zach! Oh my god! Hi, Hope! Good evening! I didn't expect the first jump scare of today to be Zach! Been thinking about what's gonna happen in this game a few times this week. So have I. I am so curious to see where this leads us. And I want to know. Hangovers suck? Definitely. I hope you recover.
No problem, Zach. I'm sorry for what happened earlier.
Help me!
Huh?
That was a whisper. Oh no, is it a ghost? Oh no! You can't start off scary! I don't like this. A sensation. Cold, sickening, drowning. My chest tightening, breathing becoming labored. I can taste blood in my mouth. The edge of my vision blurs. In the distance, amidst the countless nameless people going about their lives, a voice reaches out to me. Help me. Pleading, even as I clench my eyes tight and clasp my hands over my ears. Oh, I'm scared! I'm scared! Whispering and whispering and whispering. Calling out.
No, not me.
Oh no! Stop! Stop!
Isabella? Earth to Isabella?
The voice lines, they're so sudden and they get me every time. What's going on in this game? We see ghosts. I don't know if we see ghosts in general or if we just see one ghost. And also there's chain letter threatening to kill us and people, so... The ghost just can't seem to get a lid off a jar and needs your help. I would be okay with that. I would help the ghost, but they have to ask. Old high school friend hosted an event for graduates yesterday, after which I went out for drinks with my old classmates. Then I met my old swimming team teammates. Ooh. I hope you had fun. I hope you had fun, Irons. It's a straw in a can of grown-up soda. Hi, Kusari! At her voice, the whole world suddenly snaps into place. The murmur's gone. When I open my eyes, Becca raises an eyebrow at me in question.
Weren't you listening? Are you coming with me? Oh, yeah. Just... okay. Sorry, I spaced out. You always do that.
Becca is so judgmental. I follow her without complaint, but not before sneaking a glance to the far end of the street. Where the voice came from, where another set of eyes might be staring at me. Nothing. There are only Zach and Ash watching over us as we head back to where Becca parked her car. If I'm expecting to see something, or someone there, I try not to let it show. Try not to think of the tiny pinpricks of fear crawling at the pit of my stomach.
See you guys some other time.
Yeah, see ya!
Another glance, and with a final wave, we go off our own ways. I don't know what I saw, I don't know what I heard, I don't want to know. And if this is what would help me sleep tonight, what would give back that normalcy in my life, then so be it. The darkness closes around me, grasping, pulling, engulfing me. The ground caves in, and without warning, I'm falling. Oh, look at the plushies on our bed! They're so cute! Look at them! They're so cute! Aww. Is your Wi-Fi not working, mister? You have no idea about Becca? I hate her already, but... Way too big? Listen. They're the perfect size to snuggle. Big ass cup noodles? Yes. Holy shit. They're like... Just one, like, half that size is one full meal. At least for me. That's so much noodles! My god, Isabella! Hi, Tag! Everything is big except the bed. That's true. The fridge is also tiny. The fridge is... If you think about those noodles. You could fit like 3 cans of those noodles in there. I need that fat cat bat. I'm sure you can find it. Old school TV, yeah. I wonder what's on the news. Look at the trash bin. More noodles. Why did she throw away the noodles with the eating sticks? I don't keep noodles in my fridge. No, I was just making a comparison to show how tiny that fridge is. Okay, we're losing relationship levels with Becca. That's good. Because we don't like her. Google fat cat bat plushie. Do it. She is a slob.
I was told this was an Apex stream.
I don't play shooters, I don't play multiplayer games, and I don't play Battle Royale games, so no. Thank you for the bits though, Tag. Robots, kind of. It is a horror game. It is a horror visual novel. We don't really know for sure if there's dating in it. We have a theory that Isabella and Ashton used to be a thing. We also know, or think, that Rebecca has a crush on Ashton. We don't know. Why did you keep panties right there? It's gross. Put them off the floor. We only care about Zach. We love Zach. Can you date the ghost? That would be nice. My eyes snap open. For an instant, it doesn't immediately register where I am. Both my back and shoulders ache after I've fallen asleep all hunched up the night before. Drenched in sweat, the nest of pillows I often keep around me feels more suffocating than comforting. I let my eyes adjust to the bright morning light streaming through my window and allow my breathing to slow down before untangling myself from the pile. I haven't had a single dream since coming to Luxburn, or at least none I can recall having. It's a shame because they used to be so vivid. Not the crazy vivid, more the pleasant kind I tell my sisters about. Maybe it's just the stress of living alone? The knowledge that I'll always wake up in an empty apartment with no one to tell stories to.
What time is it?
Where else do you keep your panties? Not on the floor. All the anime like cartoon on Yeah, Hope. I know exactly which one you mean. It's terrifying. I only needed to read. It was just scroll down and see that girl. Oh yeah, that one. Yeah. This room is very, very messy. Put him in a washing basket. Yeah. And if you're gonna get undressed, like in your bedroom, then at least have like a laundry basket there or something that you put your clothes in. Hi Botap, good evening. Yeah, the one with flash animation and sounds. The sound is the terrifying thing because it's so unexpected. She doesn't have a trash basket either. She has this thing. I don't know if it's meant to be a trash basket. I feel this insane urge to clean her room. I don't. I feel an urge to leave. I never want to clean anything. The corner can be a thing to put your clothes in. Fine. Habit forces me to look over at the clock, even with the soreness weighing heavily on my shoulders and the compulsion to never leave my bed for today. In a heartbeat, I'm up.
Oh man, of all the times to oversleep. Towel? Towel? Where's my towel?
Okay, first of all, don't panic. Second of all, do you only have one towel? Like the wholesome pictures with their friends? They are really, really cute. Admittedly, it's a weekend. What is she doing? As an unspoken rule, that entitles me to a few extra hours of sleep. But if Rose didn't kill me yesterday, she sure as hell will now. Understand that reference? Good. I have like 50 towels. That's not true. I have like 15 maybe, but I have like 50 like washcloths because I hate doing laundry. So I keep a bunch of spares, so I have to do laundry not that often. Towels are the blankets of the shower. Exactly. Hi, revealing! I don't play games like that, so no. It's not my type of game, and we don't do that here. Watching Scream, one person linked it. Watching for the first time during junior high school. Oh, Hope. Oh. I'm sorry. You only have 2 towels? But why? Alright, we'll get through this so you guys don't have to stare at our room anymore. Right after what happened? Oh lord, 1 box of donuts as peace offerings won't be enough the second time around. Grabbing my towel, I'm already a few short steps away from the bathroom when a muffled ringing breaks out from my bag. There's a moment of indecision at first. My mind conflicted whether I should just ignore or answer it. But what if it's Rose? Or worse, our boss! Ah, shit. In the other end, the rational part of my brain wins out. The letter from yesterday peeks out when I pull the device out. Just the sight of it is enough to put me in a foul mood, and it takes every force of will for me to ignore it in favor of answering the call. Just answer the call! The vibration of the phone gives me serious anxiety. The caller ID reads Mama.
Huh?
Just pick it up! It's around 4:45 p.m. in the Philippines right now.
That's an unusual time for them to call.
Usually it's just fucking pick up! Usually it's around noontime here, and I'm the one calling, not the other way around. Better for them to use that money on something else than an international call. Regardless, in the most cheerful tone I can gather...
Hello?
Oh, thank God. There's one sound that doesn't annoy me, but gives me terrible anxiety. It's the sound of a vibrating phone. It's... oof. Not sure if you remember the first 2 days of this game. You have multiple towels because that way you can switch towels regularly without having to do the laundry every time you switch towels. Like, I save up so that I'll do my laundry just once and then have enough for like a month. Hi, Ninja! I won't be scared with anything this game could throw at me now. No! Always leave my phone ringing if I don't know the number. I set it to just mute the call so it doesn't vibrate. So it keeps calling, but my phone is just completely silent. It's nice. Yeah, Skibbles. Hi, Sarah Smiley.
Hello? Grace? How are you?
Is that actually our mother?
Mama!
What's wrong?
I'm doing okay. How are you guys over there?
We're good, we're good. EJ won a storytelling contest at school the other week. Brought home a medal. I thought you should know.
Why do we care about EJ? There's a tired Lilt? Lilt? Alright, in her voice as she speaks. It's been there since Papa had to leave his job. I wish there's something I could do for her. But from miles away like this, the least I'm able to do is to not make her worry. If only my older brother would actually lend her a hand. Is EJ, who won a medal for the storytelling contest, our older brother? So that would make him like 27 at least? Am I the only one who thinks that's a little weird? Odds are, Kuja's Jordan's already out drinking right now. Again. I can't count on my older sister either, knowing she has a family of her own, and, well... Aids and financial situation isn't exactly great right now, having ran herself knee deep in debt.
Great! That's great! Tell him congratulations from me. And let him know I'm gonna send him a little something extra this Christmas.
Yeah, it has to be a younger brother, right?
How about Nico? Karen? Michael?
How many siblings do you have? How giant is this family? Jeez.
They're doing well. They wanted to talk to you, but they're all busy with school.
And what's the... I want to know more about our siblings. Like, what's the age difference between us? Do they live at home? We're 26, that's all we know.
Oh no, that's fine. I don't want to bother them. Just tell them to keep doing their best for me. I'll just call back when I know they're not busy.
Hi, Sammy.
And
Good
Papa?
evening.
How's Papa doing?
It's a subject I'm a bit hesitant to broach. From the way Mama's voice hitches, she doesn't want to bring it up either.
Papa... Grace, Papa's... He's having a little difficulty right now. Weak appetite, he's having trouble swallowing, and lost a few pounds.
Oh no, he's dying! I thought he just lost his job. Oh no.
But the doctor said we should keep encouraging him. It just means his body's accepting his new treatment well.
Yeah, he's dead within a week.
The money you sent last time helped a lot to pay for it, by the way.
That's why we're in real estate, because it makes so much money to pay for his treatment.
Oh, I see. That's good.
Now I'm all sad. Hi, G. I won't deny that life has gotten tougher for our family. It used to be easy back when Papa was in good shape. But ever since he was diagnosed with this sickness 5 years ago, he's been unable to provide for us. Now, the burden of feeding eight mouths and settling Papa's bills all rests on my shoulders. Although Mama makes a little, accepting sewing and laundry jobs in our neighborhood, it's scarcely enough to cover the costs of day-to-day living, let alone the bloating hospital bills. Oh my god, Hope, that's such a cute emote. At first glance, it kind of looked a tiny bit as like a cat who was just spreading its legs. But it's a hug emote and it looks very cute. What's the sickness? We don't know. We don't know. Hope we can sell the mansion and save Papa. I know! Now we have like extra motivation! I'm sorry you ruined that emote for you, Hope. We can't even expect help from our own government because the health insurance there barely covers anything.
I'm sure he'll get better soon. Is he well enough to talk? Do you think I'll be able to speak to him, Ma?
Silence. I started to think that the call got cut until—
Listen, Grace. Maybe it's better if we transfer Papa to a different hospital.
No!
Somewhere cheaper?
No! He needs the best treatment!
What? Why? Did something happen? Is it the deposit issue again? Give me the hospital's number. I'll talk to them.
No, it's nothing bad. The service here is good. Too good. Even the doctors. But I'm worried you're working yourself to the ground because of it.
Mama, we've been through this before. I want the best for Papa.
Of course we do!
And don't worry about the bills or the medicine, or me for that matter. I can handle myself. Everything's going well here. In fact, we're about to close a large sale.
Hopefully. If not, then I'll find another way. She doesn't need to know that. Sorry, Mama. You taught me not to lie. And look at what I'm doing.
I'll have money to send over soon to cover the rest of Papa's treatment. And there's more than enough for Karen, Nico, Michael, and EJ's school tuition too.
Oh. What about the noodles? She doesn't have any money because she's sending all the money for Papa's medical treatment. These 8 kids can't get over the hospital payments, right? Why is it all on us? Why is the mother just a silhouette? I don't know. I don't know. Just get the ghost to rob banks for you. Do you think if we send the chainmail to like 10 people, it'll help us with money?
Thank you so much, dear. I appreciate it. We all do. But I just wish you'd come home to us soon.
Ah. What? When are you coming home? EJ, the youngest, used to be the only person asking me that. How do you respond to a question you don't have a definite answer to? 5 years later, and I still can't give them a straight answer. I smile though Mama can't see it. I fight to keep my lips from quivering, my voice from shaking. She's got enough on her plate as it is. No need to weigh her down with unnecessary concerns.
Promise me you'll be there to welcome me when I do, okay?
Of course. I'm sorry, Grace. I need to take this for a while.
There's a small commotion on the other side. The sound of gates opening. The voice of a child, EJ, talking excitedly about his day at school. The tapping of feet on the floorboard as he runs. It's been years since I went home, but I can still picture the whole scene in my mind. How tall is he now? Are the neighborhood kids bullying him now that I'm not around? Did Mama rearrange the furniture in the living room again? What are they having for dinner today? I miss them. I miss them so much.
It's okay, Ma. I need to go too. I've got work today. I'll call again soon, alright?
On a Saturday? Oh, never mind. Take care of yourself, dear. I love you.
I love you. Bye.
This is so emotional! It ends with a soft click, leaving half-truths and empty promises hanging in the air. Closing my eyes for a moment, I take a deep breath and shake away the thoughts beginning— Holy shit! Oh, that scared me! Parasitic, thank you so much for the bits. Jesus Christ. That is very, very kind. Thank you so much. It was so quiet in the game. Those alerts, man. Thank you so much, Parasitic. It's very generous. Just shut down my normal PC and connect the Ethernet to my— Yeah, do that, mister. Do that. It's pointless to mull over these things right now.
Okay, Isabella. Time to get that mansion sold.
I thought it was a ghost. It could have been the ghost. Unfortunately, before I can take a single step away from my phone, it rings again. No doubt Mama forgot to say something. It's gonna be Rose or the ghost.
Mama? Did you forget anything?
Excuse you? I'm too young to be your mom. Are you still sleeping?
Ah, the English accent. Oh, how I have missed you.
Hold on, never mind that. Get yourself in the office. Hurry!
Office? What about the open house? Oh no. Is it Sir John? Did he hear about yesterday? Am I in trouble? Oh god, oh god, oh god! I'm gonna get yelled at, aren't I? What do I do? I'll buy you an extra box of donuts if—
Can I just say how precious it is that her worst fear about all of this is that she's gonna get yelled at? I don't know, I think that's really precious.
No, it's nothing like that. Will you calm down? Get yourself here, alright? I'll tell you everything then.
There's the telltale din of several feet shuffling against the wooden flooring and an indistinct yelling in the background before Rose cuts the connection. That isn't in any way comforting. But it's enough reason for me to hastily discard my phone and finish my shower in record time. I make it to our office within 20 minutes of leaving my apartment, completely disheveled and out of breath. Oh, mister, I get incredible anxiety from getting yelled at. It's one of the worst things. But if if I messed up or did something really stupid at work and I was called into a meeting with my boss, getting yelled at wouldn't be the number one concern. My number one concern would be like getting an official warning or losing my job. Or getting killed by a ghost, you know? A feat if I take into account my usual travel time. Routine clamor, common to Briar Realty Corporation Luxbourne office, greets me as soon as my foot crosses the threshold. Papers rustling, telephones ringing at sporadic intervals. Agents talking at varying volumes. Staff moving about and—
Where the hell is C? Where are my employees?
Okay, I'm terrified of John.
What the actual fuck, guys? Of all the times to disappear without notice.
My boss's words turn muffled as someone else closes the door to his office, likely the work of our HR manager. This looks like your office? Ugh. We don't do like the cubicle things here. We just put desks next to each other. Throughout the past weeks, he's been in a bad mood over the few employees who have failed to report to work. I hear they're still trying to get a hold of them, but to no avail. The result is, half their workload has been shifted to all available staff as to not lose clients. Not that I mind the extra work. If anything, it means I'll have more money to send to my family back home. Although the rumors of a branch closure is circulating because of this is indeed a bit worrisome. My bag barely touches the top of my table when Rose pulls me aside.
Here, I need you to help me with these papers. If you could also get these signed and photocopied before lunch today, that would be great.
One after another, she thrusts a bunch of paperwork in my hands without explanation. No worries, revealing. I hope you get some good writing in. We don't have cubicles either, it's open plan. Yeah, at my old job, we had one person who was so loud. It was in an open office situation. He was so loud all day that they actually did stick him in a separate office. It was great. A page flutters away from the top of the pile, and I lean down to pick it up, my eyes scanning at the top of the page as I straighten it. A purchase and sale agreement. Yeah, the cubicles definitely give you a little more privacy. There is no such thing as privacy during a completely open office solution, which is what is the norm over here. Everyone sees everything going on at everyone's monitors. It's not fun. Rose simply gestures her thumb in the direction of our visitor lounge, when I tilt my head in question. There, seated on the sofa and looking completely out of place in the humbly decorated room, is the same couple from the day before. The Wrights. Something bubbles up in my throat. Their presence in the office can only mean one thing.
They're buying it? We got a deal?
She swats at my hand, tugging her sleeve. Why are you tugging her sleeve? Although her eyes are alight with something akin to joy. She wants this sale to happen as much as I do, and now that it's here, the deal needs to be closed yet. Documents need to be signed still, but the elation is there. The stream is open at the end of the day near my monitor. Yeah. One person has a mechanical keyboard. Oh no, gee, I'm sorry. Like, I prefer typing with a mechanical keyboard as well, but I would never bring one and use it at work because I know how loud that is. And it bothers everyone around. So I save that from home. There's 5 cubicles in office space. They have at least some. Yeah, they have a little bit of privacy at least. Also, I'm super annoying to me. I know! I agree! Yeah, I would never switch out my mechanical keyboard at home, but I would never use one at work. Along with a foreboding feeling I can't quite pinpoint.
I had to do a little damage control, but they're already interested in acquiring the property, even before they attended the open house. I mean, isn't it obvious? They already hired an interior designer. I've never seen a buyer as aggressive as Madame Wright. She didn't even try to negotiate a lower rate.
Always negotiate. No one stands like that. Even the way she's standing right now, no one stands like that.
One at a time, Rose. I can't process everything you're saying at once. What do you mean?
They're paying 15% higher than the listing price.
Whoa!
As long as we get the paperwork done as soon as possible.
That's crazy.
I think if we allow it, they'll be paying up front, too.
Even with that urban legend?
Rose nods.
Oh. I was so sure we lost the sale after yesterday.
Don't look so surprised. We still have to conduct some last few checks before we completely hand it over to them.
Please. I'll happily do the paperwork duty, Rose. I'll even go to the land registry myself and make sure the property changes hands with every single legal blessing.
Don't they have better things to spend money on? I'd haggle it down to the lowest possible price if I were in their place, especially with the stories attached to it. Not that my opinion matters one bit here. Not very far, Irons. I think we're still in the first chapter. I can't recall having switched chapter. We're still, like, very early. Hang on. Chapters. I'm just gonna see how many chapters there are. 5. There are 5, and we're still in the first. Yeah, it's gonna be a while. We're just their agents who are going to receive a hefty commission, after all. Nothing more. Rose gives me a pat on the shoulder because everyone loves touching our shoulder, signaling that she's heading back to them, and an unspoken instruction for me to follow after I'm done. Doesn't take me long to finish the work she left me. In fact, having our boss sign the agreement is the easiest, since it has put him in a better mood to the entire office's relief. Ma'am Hannah calls me over the moment she notices my presence at the lounge door. She welcomes me with a bright smile. Her movements more open than what one would typically expect from a passing client to have.
Oh, Isabel! How are you feeling? You looked awfully dreadful yesterday.
Hannah! 5 more weeks of this game? Probably. I will play Resident Evil 2, it's just gonna be a little while. Are you not having fun with this game? Because I am.
Isabella, I'm fine now, ma'am. I appreciate your concern.
I really don't understand why they can't get my name right. It's a fairly common name. It shouldn't be too hard to remember. Regardless, I hand them their copy of the agreement.
Wonderful. Your team works unbelievably fast.
Ma'am Hana skims through each of them with a scrutinizing eye, checking each page for any inconsistencies and errors. Despite the unassuming impression she gives off, she appears fully aware of what to look for and the process contracts like these undergoes. It's surprising, to be quite honest. I haven't pegged her for someone who is well versed in these things, yet here she is. She shows some of it off to her husband, and he responds with the same passive interest as he is more than happy to leave everything to her. I can't tell if it's purely because he believes she's capable enough, doesn't care about what they're buying, or if he simply finds paperwork tedious. Apparently satisfied with what they've seen, Ma'am Hana claps her hands together before extending them to us for a shake. Rose and I release the breath we've been holding, both of us more than happy to return the gesture.
That settles it then? Are you really sure about this property, ma'am?
Don't ruin it, Isabella!
We could easily find you a bigger one among our current listings. Something with a modern touch?
What are you doing? Something not haunted, perhaps? Rose shoots me a warning glance that clearly says, don't make a scene, we're almost there.
Of course, why wouldn't I be? The house is absolutely perfect, isn't it, darling?
A helipad would still be a nice addition.
Yes, well, we'll get there eventually, love. As I was saying, if your partner had the documents yesterday, we would have bought it right there immediately. Shame she didn't have it.
Well, there's still a few necessary documents we need you to sign after, but we'll let you know once we have those finalized. We'll be handling the process for the rest, so don't worry about it, ma'am.
Within a week, I hope. We still have a housewarming party to plan after all. You know how much thought should be put into those things.
There are servants for that, darling.
Why she wasn't offering bigger mansions for the purpose of a bigger commission? I think the commission that she gets from this mansion is big enough.
Love, wouldn't it be better if we handled it ourselves? A personal touch of sorts. It is our housewarming party and our new home.
No more than a week, ma'am. Barring unexpected delay, of course. You can leave it to us.
Excellent. Well then, I'll leave you two to it. It's been a pleasure doing business with you. Oh, and before we forget...
She discreetly folds something into both of our hands and winks. A finger raised to her lips, demanding our silence.
I know both of you worked hard on getting us this beautiful mansion.
What the fuck? Why is she just giving us money?
Did I mention we reward our people generously?
But this is... Ma'am, I can't accept this.
Don't you worry, darling. It's a small thing coming from us. Consider this your bonus for a job well done.
Why is she just giving us money? She smiles sweetly, like this is simply the most normal thing to do in the world.
Oh, before I forget, my lovely interior designer would appreciate it if you hand her a copy of the floor plan as soon as possible. She's dying to work on the house.
I think she's dying. Hi, Claren. Good evening.
You can do that, yes? Here's her contact.
Certainly, ma'am. We'll have it processed as soon as possible.
I knew I could count on you, lovelies. I hope to see you two soon so we can get this closed.
Just like that. Transaction over and done with. My mind's still reeling, even after they left. Other agents would kill to have clients like them. A part of me feels lucky about the fact. No lengthy negotiations, no sudden change of minds. Just talk, signatures, a few handshakes here and there, and we're done. The other part? A second ago, we sold a haunted property to 2 innocent clients. Sure, the commission's big. Big enough to continue funding Papa's treatment and hospitalization. Big enough to pay off all 4 of my younger siblings' schooling. Heck, it'll keep me off the instant noodle diet for months. I don't have to go back to the mansion as well once the deal has been closed, much to my sanity's relief. But knowing that something's in there, and we gave it a good couple despite that? Oh, Isabella, the things you do to sell a house and get money, Papa wouldn't be proud of that. At least I have good news to tell the next time I call home. The little lie I told Mama this morning isn't a lie anymore.
Well, there's something. So how does it feel?
How does what feel?
Your first big multi-million-pound sale, silly. I know you've been with us for years, but this has got to be memorable for you.
Memorable is an understatement, Rose.
Come on, show some enthusiasm. They gave us a bonus too, aside from the commission and the other bonus boss promised. What are you gonna do with it?
I don't know. Send it home, probably?
All of it?
Not everything, of course. Most of it. I'll leave some for my living expenses.
Yeah.
Listen here, Isabella. I'll teach you something I should have told you before we ended your training.
Also, I just want to say something. That this company works with another company called Yang Yang. And look at their logo. I want to work with Yang Yang. Consider out the money came from a bank robbery and the numbers on the notes will frame you. That would be interesting. That would be an interesting twist. She flings an arm over my shoulders. Because everyone touches our shoulders. And leans in closer to my ear, as though she's about to share a big secret.
It's okay to celebrate from time to time.
I don't get it.
It's simple. Go out, do something for yourself. Throw a party and treat your friends to free food.
Yes.
Didn't you say the last one's some sort of tradition back at home for you? Hello, this is practically a done deal.
Isn't throwing a party a bit excessive?
Your call. I won't say no to an invitation, by the way, in case you really are planning to throw one. A few drinks would be nice too, thank you very much.
Uh-huh.
I don't think my apartment's big enough for that.
You could always move? Bloody hell, you're working in
Yeah.
real estate.
Just move. We're eating ramen for dinner every day, but we can just move, get something bigger so we can have parties with all our friends. Yeah, mister, I have noticed that too. Gotta go through the sexual harassment policy, protect your shoulders? I think I have to. This is a clear violation of my comfort zone.
I think I'll pass. That's too much of an unnecessary expense for me. But I did promise Becca free lunch in case the sale goes well.
You go do that. Hold on a sec.
She quickly removes herself from me to answer the phone on her desk. Her tone shifts from playful to professional in a span of a few seconds.
Today? Not a problem, ma'am. I could bring you a copy of the contract if...
Must be another client. Nothing surprising there. She's one of BRC's top agents, no matter how modest she appears. A saleswoman through and through. I, on the other hand, have a very little knack for it. Of course, I learned eventually. I had to. But someone else will, without a doubt, do a better job. Once, though, in a drunken stupor, Rose told me of a story of what could have been. Years ago, wide-eyed, young, and brimming with yet-to-be-fulfilled dreams and ambitions, she was a term or two away from a nursing degree. Out of courtesy, I never pressed the matter further. But perhaps it's where her sense of fondness started. A small connection due to one similar experience in our respective lives, of goals we both had passed us by because of the circumstances we're in. Did we quit school because Dad got sick and we had to pay the bills?
I'd be happy to discuss this over tea, ma'am. All right, I'll be there. Thank you.
Our character definitely has incredibly low self-esteem. I skipped this.
New client?
Reassigned. Have you heard from Mark at all?
Not since the first visit to the mansion.
Who's Mark?
Why? No news from the HR yet?
None at all. Boss thinks he ran away.
Oh!
I doubt it, though. He's too much of a wimp for that. There must be another reason. Who knows?
HR, here we go. This is my turf. Right here.
Anyway, I've got to meet this one. I'll see you later.
She throws a wave over her shoulder as she rushes out of the office. The lunchtime bell? You have a lunchtime bell? Sounds shortly after, followed by the chatter of fellow agents also heading out for a much-needed break. Imagine being on a phone with a client for, like, a really expensive property, and then they hear the bell go, and they're like, oh, what was that? Was that an alarm of some sort? Oh no, that means I have to hang up the phone right now. It's lunch. Goodbye. Why have a lunch bell? You know when it's lunch. When it's school, when they have a lunchtime bell at work. Right? Oh. That would always bother me at And I worked in customer service for a long time, and it would always bother me when people would have their lunchtime and they would actually tell the client on the phone, so it's lunch, so I have to hang up right now, but I'll see you later. I'll call you back after lunch. No, you finish your conversation. If you're on the phone with a client, you finish with that client. I've seen so many people do that over and over again. What if they don't hang up, they just let the phone lie on the desk, keep the customer on the line for half an hour while you're at lunch? That's not okay. How do you summon the servants? Apparently, I'm not rich enough. Lunch is important, but... Ordinarily, there's no need for me to go out. But oversleeping didn't allow me the luxury of packing my own lunch today. If one considers taking an instant noodle cup from my pantry, packing your lunch. Time to make good on the promise I made to Becca. No, are we having lunch with Becca? I don't want to. Get catered lunch and we have people line up like they're in school to wait for the vendor to open up 15 minutes early. Wow. That's so fascinating. You know, their soul when master has a need for them. The ghost is a real horror focus. No, right now it's Becca. Maybe invite Zach and Ash too. In the end, only Becca and Zach could come. Ash, on the other hand, couldn't be reached. All of my calls went straight to his voicemail. He's at it again. Right here today, gone the next day. Oh well, his loss. We agreed to meet at a nearby cafe. Oh my god, there's a sheep on this one too! What's with all the sheep in this town? Same one I frequent with Becca because it's cheap and they give away free bread around closing time. Oh, look at it! It's so cute! Look at it! This is a really cozy cafe. It really is. Quaint, a little old-fashioned, though looks a wee bit out of place amidst the city's tall buildings, but we love it all the same. Much like its facade, the interior carries an antiqued charm to it. Vintage art pieces and a row of shelves boasting an extensive collection of books covers the walls. It would have been nice to hang out here for hours on end, but even on a weekend, the place is still packed with people. Looks like a little birdie's chinchilla. It does! It's so cute! Antiquated? Can you... I'm not... I don't care! Yeah, the two people. This is completely packed. They cannot take in more customers because it's full. Sorry, you have to leave. You can wait outside. It's strange seeing the two of them without Ash accompanying each other. They've never been particularly close. Sure, they talk when they meet, laugh at the same time, same things when there's something funny, but there's distance. The kind born purely out of differing interests. I'm having so much trouble talking today. That, or Zach's simply afraid of Becca. It's not impossible, and I won't blame him if he is. I'm afraid of Becca because she's the most judgmental person alive. He might be the tallest in our group, but everyone knows that it means nothing against Becca's temper. Is Becca a demon? Probably. Even I am a little scared of her.
Zach! Becca!
Look at her!
Well, you seem to be in a better mood today. What happened?
I like that everyone's wearing the exact same clothes as yesterday. They made a reservation for 20 people each. That's true, Lorraine. Good point.
I know that smile, Belle. Come on, still.
I'm so fascinated that it shows this butterfly and story updated in the left corner, and we haven't done anything. Literally, I would understand it if it was in relation to like a choice that we made, but it just appears at random times during a conversation where we have made no choices. What story updated? You mean the scripted story that I can't change or do anything about? Belle is the nickname for Isabel. Ah. They're poor and only have one set of clothes. Butterflying flags that are branching paths, right? It can't be because I haven't done anything.
Don't rush me. Let's order food first, okay?
Yes, I could go for some food. A waitress comes by to take our order. On a normal day, me and Becca will order a hearty serving of their special vegetarian stovies. Zach takes anything with a good helping of meat, sausages, or potatoes in it. Zach is my type of guy. But today's a good day. Great, even. It's not wrong to indulge a little, right?
Today's special. For the three of us.
Even the person jotting down our order looks surprised at today's meal choice. She writes it, nevertheless, and leaves without a comment. Why would she comment on it? That would be incredibly unprofessional. I played too much Until Dawn? Probably. I have no idea what a stovey is. I'm gonna Google it. Stovey. It's a Scottish dish based on potatoes. It looks disgusting. I'm gonna show you the first result. Some of the results kind of look like just a thick stew with like minced meat and potatoes. And some of them just look really, really, really gross. But she said they ordered a vegetarian version. Becca furrows her eyebrows, her mouth halfway open, ready to let loose what's likely a string of reprimands. Why would you— Becca! What is your problem?
Don't worry. It's my treat.
Why are you so rude? The glare she sends my way reminds me of the one I received from Mama when I punched a kid bullying my younger brother 18 years ago. Oh, so the younger brother, is that EJ, the one that she was wondering if he was bullied now that she wasn't there? If so, he's like 18. He's way more than 18. She would... Okay. She was 6 when this happened. No, I'm wrong. I got her age wrong. She was 8 when this happened. So younger brother must have been like 6-ish. Which means he's not that much younger than us. And he won a medal for a storytelling contest. Naturally, I never did it again after she made me apologize the next day. But Becca's far from being my mom, although she thinks that she is. A small sheepish grin is enough to turn that frown into a defeated sigh. Hi Pelliger, good to see you. Food arrives in the middle of a funny story from Zach, putting the rest of the conversation on hold as we are each served our order. It isn't anything fancy. Ah, that looks good! Pan-roasted sea bass with citrus-dressed asparagus and a portion of mashed potatoes on the side. Or at least that's what the daily specials board says. I never did pay any attention to it whenever I come here, since they price whatever is written way above what I'm willing to spend on food in a single day.
Oh, good. I'm so hungry, I think I'm dying.
You're always hungry.
Hey, not all the time.
Let me guess. You skipped breakfast again.
Becca! Piss off!
Not on purpose. I may have overslept by a few seconds today.
I need more than that to fill me up. Yeah, if for dinner, yes, but for lunch, I think it's an appropriate amount.
Right then. Stop stalling, Isabella. What's this about?
Let us say it, Rebecca. She wouldn't be inviting us out if it wasn't worth hearing out.
Well, we're waiting.
I'm treating you guys to a once-in-a-century thing.
Why did you yell that out? An expectant grin breaks out on my face, except...
I'm sorry, say that again.
And this is important because...
I seriously want to punch her in the face. Becca only raises an eyebrow at me, while Zach appears like he didn't get the punchline to another lame joke Ash made, and is desperately searching for someone to explain it. Ash is not here, so we should celebrate!
Okay, let me do that again.
We should celebrate because Ash Hole is totally missing out on my first treat ever.
Perfect. Perfect.
I'm sure Ash has his reasons.
He hasn't even apologized for calling me a scaredy cat yesterday.
That was everything I wanted it to be and more. A half-hearted complaint without any meaning to it. Done more out of habit than with any real malice or hatred to it. After all the times he's called me a scaredy cat, the word itself has completely lost its meaning. Imagine that. There's disappointment, of course, in knowing that he's off to who knows where while we're having fun here. Piss off! Don't! Sheesh, don't just disappear off the face of the planet without telling anyone.
You aren't really upset about that, are you?
No.
No, not really. But it's his loss for missing this once-in-a-century event.
He did seem to be in a hurry when we parted last night after the movie. Said he got a big lead on his case.
Oh, yeah, he mentioned that.
Why was that a story update? I don't understand.
But you know how he is about his work. Everything except his unholy love for bad puns is a secret.
He never mentioned those to me.
I ain't surprised. He's more tight-lipped with this one. Something about it being bigger than what they usually let him handle.
Don't worry, Becca. I'll make him talk.
It's not necessary. He'll talk when he wants. And if what Zack says is true, it's better if we keep our noses out of this. His job isn't exactly a walk in the park. We'll only get in the way if we pester him about it.
Well, he better treat us to something other than ice cream once he solves that one. That's Scrooge.
I mean, ice cream is pretty good.
But that's not really why you asked us out, right?
She gestures at our food with her hand as though it's something she's not willing to touch until I give her answers.
I promised I'd treat you to a free lunch if the mansion got sold, yeah?
Understanding dawns on her face. The bewildered look she's been sporting changes into something close to delight.
You should have just told us.
Oh my
need for all
god!
this fancy, secrety stuff.
I don't understand. Why are we friends with this girl? Why do we put up with her? She's the worst person I have ever encountered.
It was supposed to be a surprise. I made a promise, didn't I?
I wasn't expecting you'd really do it.
Well, it's already here. If you don't want to eat it, I'll just...
I begin to gather the place to my side, the food in each still untouched. A laugh almost escapes my mouth with the way the Zack's expression quickly changes to disappointment. Becca's hand interrupts me just as I'm about to pull her plate closer to me.
No, please leave it, ma'am. We're simply humbled by your utmost generosity.
Honestly, I can't remember the last time I was this annoyed at a person. I have worked with people who I had to physically restrain myself from not yelling at their faces each time they talk to me. And Becca is worse.
Considering you're as much of a Scrooge as Ashton.
Don't compare me to him. He's the one who looks like he's about to have an episode whenever he has to spend more than £5.
I want her to die!
I honestly wish there's a way for you to see the look on your face when you haggle. Remind me to record it once.
Remind me to cut you out of my life!
I think it's something like this.
She puffs her cheeks and furrows her eyebrows in an imitation of how I supposedly appear. I don't look like that at all. Do I? She drops the act as flat as I shoot her. As I shoot her? God, I wish. Ugh. She drops the act at the flat look I shoot her. Her laughter dies, but the playful gleam in her eyes remain.
This means you're gonna be okay now, yeah?
For a while. It just means we won't have to worry about paying for the treatment and the bills. But that's all that matters, right? I mean, we're not yet sure if the new medication will produce better results, but Mama and the doctor said Papa's responding well to the treatment. That's one reason to be hopeful, and with the money, I'm sure it's just a matter of time.
Saying it this way sounds as if I'm trying to convince myself. But no matter what, I allow myself to smile, genuine and uninhibited. Hell entertained by your reactions. Well, I'm glad you guys are having fun because of my misery. It's strange talking about this with other people, even those who have known you long enough. But today, things simply feel a lot lighter with them here. Lunch passes in an enjoyable fashion. A laugh here, a playful jab there. But most of it is spent on catching up and telling stories about whatever's keeping us busy these days. Something we couldn't afford to do the day before, taking into account what happened. Even Becca's surprisingly chatty. Is there something in the sea base we ate? I hope it's poisoned. Zach, though, appears less energetic. While he's far from being the life of a party, he's definitely not the type to keep quiet in a conversation with his friends. Apart from a few inputs, he's been silent the entire time. No, what's wrong? If Becca notices...
Are you sure you're not feeling under the weather, Zachary?
Huh? No, I'm okay.
What's wrong?
No worries, Rebecca.
Zach!
Doesn't sound okay to me.
It's okay. I might be feeling a little bummed out today, but I'm sure this will pass.
No, Zach!
Is it about the reviews this morning?
No! Oh, he did an independent movie thing, and we went to see it yesterday. Did it get bad reviews? A pained expression crosses Zach's face, and almost immediately, Becca retreats in her inquiry. In her as something in a man's look is enough of an answer for her. I look between the two of them. Did I miss something? What happened this morning? Did I stumble on a big secret? This is why I don't like waking up late.
You heard about those, huh?
Despite Becca's harsh attitude, she truly does care for the ones. Yeah, she probably does, Ikalia. I just want to punch her.
Sorry, I just happened to check on some sites this morning.
Nah, it's a very sensitive topic in the first place. I should have expected it.
What reviews?
Becca glances at Zach, her emotions unsure, eyes asking for his consent on the matter. Although there's a small desire to keep asking on my part, I don't dare voice it out. With Zach, it's always been better to wait, let him speak on his own. Becca too, to some extent, although with her, explosions of temper are more common. In the end, he simply answers with a shift of his shoulders, gesturing for her to go on with a tilt of his head.
It's his movie.
That doesn't explain anything. Stop dangling the information, Becca!
Zachary, I'm not the one supposed to be telling her about this. It's still your documentary.
I love Zach. He just seems like the greatest, sweetest guy.
Is it something bad?
Of course it's something bad, Isabella! Are you dumb?
Not bad per se. You guys don't need to dwell on it much.
Bad? Listen here. I wouldn't trivialize what those bowheads wrote if I were you. They're ruining other people's jobs.
That's great, Skibbles. Thank you. It's wonderful. From how her tone rises in anger, it seems like she's the one slighted and not Zach. A snicker escapes me, which I promptly stamp down as soon as she sends me a hard look. Why would you laugh at that?
This isn't a laughing matter, Isabella. Some bowbag just insulted him.
Bowbag? What is that?
Calm down, Rebecca. Those are just reviews, and it happens a lot.
I dinna ken about you two, but calling the entire film an out-and-out drivel, you're better off watching an educational kids' TV show, and worst 1.5 hour of my life, among other things, isn't exactly a critique any decent movie reviewer would say.
Wow, that was harsh. Also, yeah, why did they just go full Scottish? We haven't heard a single Scottish accent. No, that's true. Not true. Marianne had a Scottish accent, I think. A fake Scottish accent, because every accent is fake, obviously.
If you could call that a critique! Did we even watch the same film?
Well, maybe I ain't cut out for it.
Oh!
Better stick with my photography or something.
Suck!
If nothing else, this helped me open my eyes to what I can and can't do.
I want to hug you! Great YouTuber. He's who breaks games. He's sipping tea during the video. Oh, oh, that sounds amazing, mister. The squeal sound like a hungry kitten. We killed Becca and hug Zach. I'm in favor. I am very much in favor of that. Yes, please.
You're giving up.
It wasn't a question.
It was just something experimental I did on my free time anyway. It's no big deal.
But you worked on it for months.
Doesn't look like it matters for those people.
Oh.
Don't say that!
Isabella is getting emotional. Jesus. My palm strikes the table, sending the tableware on top clinking against each other. I don't even notice when I rose from my seat. But here I am, chest heaving, looking down at him at the same manner a teacher would to any unruly student. This game is so silly. So, if you were a teacher and had an unruly student, you would smack your fist on the table, stand up, and start heaving? Yeah, what kind of teachers did she have? This is so strange. Becca's probably proud. I didn't mean to yell, but there are some things people like Zach aren't supposed to say. How exasperating. He, of all people, should know.
It's just a review.
Except they're pretty well-known critics.
Why does that matter? They aren't the ones calling the shots on this. Isn't that why they have a committee? Right, Becca?
An amused gleam is in her eyes when I turn to her. What does she find so entertaining here? Help me here. Your friend's about to quit his passion for a petty reason. I haven't read what those people wrote about his work, but a few scratching words shouldn't be enough to discourage someone. I should know. After all, I'm...
Failing?
What are we?
Playing, Zach.
Wait! What are we? What experience do we have with reviews like that?
Not that I'm saying it's bad. I've seen it from start to finish, and I know for myself what you created isn't something people should scoff at.
You have to... No! You have to expand on that, please.
I don't know anything about filming or photography. Hell, I don't have an inkling of artistry in me except for those doodles I make for class. But I know what I watched. Look at Isabella. It's not every day you see her all riled up like this.
Whatever I'm about to say gets lost in my tongue as a flush of embarrassment blooms across my face.
It was a heat of the moment thing. And anyway, I'll be very angry with you if you quit. What about the exhibit?
What exhibit?
Classified information.
Even if I bring you your favorite tonight?
Nope, not a chance.
Oh, come on! I thought we aren't supposed to have secrets.
A burst of laughter comes from Sam.
Thanks, you two. I might need some time alone to myself for a while. Just to think about things, how I'll go from here, that sort of stuff. Hey, I'm not quitting, Bella. Don't give me that face.
There's no face at all. Only a poor imitation of a puppy dog eyes, if you could call this one.
Promise.
It's a classic boring old people soap opera? What?
I'll be damned if I break any promise I make to you guys.
I don't understand what you mean.
Besides, you're right. It's too early to say anything right now. What's night ain't for another week?
And that's all the answer I need from him. As sentimental as it sounds, there's fulfillment in knowing another person you know won't take the same path you walked. What path? It's not like it's over for me, though. I still have time. I can still come back. From what? You have to... do my own thing, do what I really wanted to do. Surely, once Papa recovers, once I'm done with everything. Inside my bag, my phone buzzes unexpectedly, breaking the pleasant afternoon lull. Screen shows Rose.
Hey, Isabel. You at the office?
Ha ha. Very funny, Rose. I'm hanging up.
Don't. I'm kidding. BRC says the floor plan copies are ready for Miss McCullough to pick up.
Huh? She states that as if it already explains everything. Then, out of the blue, she launches a long rant about the awful state the Luxborn streets. So many eye rolls today, they're all warranted. Hi, that's Soy Boy. Good to see you. All of which she says in a single breath that I can barely keep up and make out a single word. I stay quiet, if only to avoid becoming the next object of her frustration. She's similar to Becca in that regard.
I'm stuck in horrendous traffic right now. Bloody stupid drivers.
When she has finally ran out of things to complain about and stops, what she says next still have none of what I'm hoping to hear from her. Just a quick mumbled plea for me to meet with the right interior designer in her stead, and
anyway, I'll leave it to you. Bye. Thanks.
Classic Rose. She ends the call without even asking for my input. Akalia, that's why I'm drinking. Oh! The sky is cloudless, and the noontime sun is beating down on the hard concrete when we leave the cafe. It's far from unbearable, but it's enough to put most people in a fickle mood or make them vulnerable to catching something. No wonder we have staff members going AWOL recently. Not to mention my boss's mercurial moods. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I want our usual cloudy weather back. For all the gripes about the unpredictable weather, though the streets of Luxembourg remain constantly busy. Sleep well, Seema. Thank you for hanging out. Hope you have a wonderful night. The hurried tapping of shoes against the pavement and an inane chatter coming from the lunchtime crowd fill the humid afternoon air. An amazing date yesterday, going in second one next week. Aw, that is so sweet! I'm really happy for you, that's so great. Congratulations. It's eating up my work time plan. I know that feeling. I have a lot of work that I need to get done this weekend. I've started on it, but I haven't done as much as I should have. Wish I had instant noodles. I have so much instant noodles. Thing is, a while back I ordered. There was this webpage that sells food that's either close to expiring or that's being changed out of different stores. Like, they're not selling them anymore, so they take them out and they give it to the store, and the store sells them for super cheap. And so I bought like a bunch of stuff, like spices and soups and stuff. It's food no one wants, yes. Pretty much. And they take advantage of that and they sell it really cheap. So you get a bunch of different stuff. And what happened is I ordered a bunch of stuff, and for some reason they just sent me like this pallet of instant noodles. I didn't order any instant noodles, but they sent me, it was like 30 boxes of instant noodles. And I am still slowly but surely working my way through them. So much noodles. Cannot work because I'm tired unless I have a nap, which tears away like 4 hours. Yeah, that's I've been there, done that. It's terrible. The noodles aren't that good, but if you like make them with a different type of I don't like the spice mix that they have with them, so I spice them myself and then I just make an egg with them, and they're pretty decent. Yeah, so many noodles. I was in shock when I got it because it was like, I didn't order any noodles. Noodle bath? That sounds terrible. That sounds actually absolutely terrible, and I don't have a bathtub. Yeah, they're free, so, you know, it could be worse, but it was strange. A small reminder of the things we still have to do, regardless of how much I want to return to the comfort of my bed. Back to Briar Realty for me. Zach to a meeting with a magazine publisher featuring luxury houses, and Becca to her lesson plans and books at home. But once more, I catch her sneaking a longing glance over something displayed at a shop window. Did she want to buy something? Maybe I can get it for her this Christmas. I turn my head at the last shop she checked out. A fleeting glimpse. The world stills. Ah! Oh my god! Ah! No! I'm drinking cider, Akalia, that tastes like champagne soda. She looks at me, eyes hollow, gaze piercing and boring into my very soul, like a set of chains to keep my whole body still. There are no shadow or whispers this time. Only a plea. A hum, low and indistinct. Compelling me, beckoning me, intent on dragging me to the void beyond the glass. I don't dare move. My heart hammers against my ribs, each beat, every thump screaming at me to look away and make a run for it. But I can't. I couldn't. All of my limbs feel heavy, while my own breathing strains in the face of her calls. Help me.
Leave me alone.
Her mouth is stretched in a grin, wide and unpleasant. The panic building up in my chest forces me to take a tentative step back. I try not to stare at the decaying flesh, the blood streaming from the gaping wounds on her arms and her nailless fingers. I don't want this. Not like this. Not after I got what I want from Papa.
Oh no, stop. Leave me alone.
Her face contorts as she lets out a wail, sharp and utterly unforgiving. Rage. There is only hatred and bitterness, as if the very notion of turning away from her is an offense in itself.
Please! I don't want this!
Before I know it, I'm stumbling backwards, my own throat, hoarse from the screams I didn't even notice, already coming out from my mouth. The back of my feet catches on a loose stone, sending me sprawling on the ground. The resulting pain completely jolts me out of the haze, blurring my mind. For a little while, my surroundings appear unfamiliar until Becca's face swims into my vision. Whew! As if you were creepy and dead. Yeah, she does. We should put up a Witcher notice. I would rather deal with the ghost than Becca too. A look of concern is on her face and her hands are gripping my arms tight. Even Zack appears beside himself with worry as he stands behind her, acting as a shield against a small crowd of onlookers already forming around us.
What happened?
Bella, you okay?
My mouth opens and closes, but nothing comes out. The words refuse to form. On impulse, I sneak a swift glance at the display window. She's gone. Yet the foreboding feeling hasn't left me. My hands are shaking as I push myself off the ground, my weakened limbs relying sorely on reflex and muscle memory. Something icy has made its home in the pit of my stomach. I want to throw up. Anything to get a wretched sensation out.
You are screaming! Zack, call someone!
No, don't. I'm good. I'm good. I need to get to the office. Rose, the floor plans. Someone's going to pick it up. I'll see you later.
Also, Skibbles, I'm sorry I tricked you with the mouse.
Careful. Don't stand up yet. Stay put, Isabella.
I try to keep it behind me so that it won't show up on screen to annoy you guys. But sometimes I forget. So I try to be considerate.
Zack, you watch over her for me.
For me?
I'll call for someone.
Who? I attempt to smile to put her at ease. We haven't made any choices! We haven't made a single decision! Why does that... I attempt to smile to put her off at ease, but it likely comes off as a grimace. Gently, I pushed her hands off my shoulders! Because of course they're on our shoulders! My knees are still trembling, but I can't stand. Leave. Leave me. Stay away. Away. The humidity stifling, everyone's stares are unnerving, and Becca and Zack's concerns are suffocating. I don't want to be here. No more. I break into a run. I wish I hadn't left my bed this morning. Here, with only the occasional drips of water on the sink and the whirring of a fan blades to keep me company, it's easy to fall into a cycle of negative thinking. But even with the clutter to keep me company, the room still feels a lot bigger than usual. I hug my knees closer as a group passes by outside. Loud. So loud. If only there was a way to tune anything out, to keep my head from replaying every image, every sound of her. Her screams, her awkward gait as she reaches for me, her bone-chilling smile, her pleas for... Enough. That's enough! A shiver passes over me, though it's not from the hair still hanging damp against my back, nor the draft that enters my room from the windows I left wide open. They're not wide open, but okay. It is the same sheep, yeah. I'm actually gonna look it up if it's from the game devs logo, because that would be amazing. That would be really, really cool if that's what they did. Also, the game is 40% off on Steam. If you want to play this game, now you can. It is! Yang Yang is the company that made this game! Oh my god! They're the sheep! I love it! Their logo is the sheep from the thing. Oh, that is so cool. Dip some water while I try to sleep? Yeah, no, fuck that. I agree, mister. That's so cool that they worked that into the game. I really like that. My gaze shifts over the letter sitting on a coffee table. Its edges flutter in a at the wind touches it. Funny how an ordinary-looking piece of paper can bring this much trouble. The impulse to throw it away or rip it to pieces is still there. Thank you, Skibbles. It's not super scary yet, Bufu. We've had some scary moments. But I think that they're going for this approach where they do kind of like, Doki Doki Literature Club. I think they're doing the same kind of thing where they have a super long build-up and then it becomes really scary because they're building this atmosphere of everything is fine, blah 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 blah. But there is a ghost. Hi Joey, you're never late. I have high hopes for it. I have high hopes that it'll turn out to be kind of scary. Eventually. I can easily do it, but after that, what? Will she leave me? What about those people who have already seen it? Will they be okay? This uncertainty gnaws at me. Yeah, we have 4 more chapters of this. Holy shit! You never watched or played Doki Doki? I played it on stream, and it was an experience. Hang on, I just want to check. I'm having trouble typing. I don't know what that says. We've played for over 4 hours, and we're not even done with chapter 1. If I was Isabella, I wouldn't sleep alone this night? No, neither would I. Can you please stop looking so comfortably in these positions I can't even force my body into? No. Like the council, nothing, and then bam, escalating faster than the lift. Probably. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I need another drink. Don't have that kind of attention span for games. Understandable. I wouldn't have that either if I wasn't streaming it, because I'm kind of forced into that when I'm streaming. But, yeah. That's part of the reason why I was streaming, because I was having so much trouble finishing games, because I would always, like, alt-tab and do other things, and then I would lose the momentum, and then I would just quit the game because I didn't understand anything. And I can't do that when I'm streaming. Do it, Bufu, and then sell it to all of us. That's what we all want. Knowing that she's real and might also go after the people that I care about. I just wish someone would listen. Believe me. The abrupt break in silence nearly makes me jump out of my skin. Blindly, I fish out my phone from under the mess of papers and cushions, where I've carelessly thrown it before taking a shower hours ago. Zach! Is he calling because of this afternoon? We're kind of all tapping when you talk to Chad. Yeah, kind of. Not to the same degree, though. What if we're the only demon around? Hi, Zach! It's the last thing I want to discuss, but I did leave the two of them there without saying anything. Knowing Zach, I bet he's worried.
Hey, Zach.
Oh, good. I thought for sure you're not gonna pick up.
Sorry, it took me a while to find my phone.
No worries. You game tomorrow?
I pause. I don't recall making plans with Zach for the
Did
weekend.
I forget something?
Remember that guy I told you about?
Oh, yeah.
The priest for the blessing?
Yeah.
Does it ring a bell?
Yeah. Right. I did say that, but I didn't think he'd actually go through with the trouble, especially after what happened with this film. Ugh. Becca is a demon for sure, yeah. Sometimes I forget how kind Zach can be.
Yeah, I remember. Is he fine with it?
My friend doesn't mind. We're lucky he's not busy. So, tomorrow, he'll meet us at the mansion.
Okay. Sorry for the trouble, Zach.
Hey, no problem. I'm the one who suggested it to begin with. And, well, this afternoon you did surprise us. Never seen you scream like that. You scared the hell out of Rebecca.
Yeah, our only decision so far. It's amazing.
I guess I owe you a lot for this, huh?
Nah, we're cool. You had us worried. But I know you'll tell us about it eventually.
Sure.
I just want to make sure you're doing well. You left all of a sudden and you're not answering any of our calls.
I answered this one. Hello? Going back to the mansion, sure it's gonna end up well? Yeah, I don't see what could possibly go wrong, honestly. He's trying to get me to talk. Normally, I'd say I'm fine. Say a few simple reassurances. Reassurances? That should be a word. To put their minds at ease. Now, nothing will form. I can't bring myself to say anything. He seems to have sensed my hesitation because he immediately changes the subject.
Yeah, anyway, I gotta go. I left something on the stove before making this call.
You got the priest with you? Yeah. The timer on the phone is ticking. It's nice because you can like go into your journal and you can like read everything and they're not gonna care. Fine.
Just soup. But it'd be embarrassing if I burned soup.
That would be embarrassing, Zach.
I doubt it. Ashton, on the other hand...
Why are you bringing up Ashton? We wasn't talking about Ashton. Isabella!
Oh, remind me to tell you about what he did with the pressure cooker next time.
I don't want to know. Oh, I didn't mean to. I pressed the wrong one. He's got something on the stove. No time for the journal. If you burn something because of me, I would be very upset.
Oh, damn, it overflowed.
Really, Zach?
Really need to get going.
Really, Zach? Really, Zach? He hangs up before I can thank him.
Look what you did.
I did nothing! I did nothing! Thank you for the bits. No one is saying this will work, even I am doubtful it will. Right now, I'll take anything. To be fair, he didn't burn it, he just overflowed it for some weird reason. Anything to get out of this nightmare. I'm fine. Sleep comes easier tonight. And for the first time in a long time, I dream of clear skies. Oh, I didn't mean to. If you scroll, if you just press the scroll wheel, it gives you a recap of everything. Clear skies of unrestrained laughter from children playing in the streets and of small, cramped dwellings. To an outsider, the sight does not paint a pretty picture. However, this is home to me. October 23rd, Sunday. Morning dawns bright and clear the following day. Although the air still feels muggy and I miss the chilly autumn weather, it's one of those rare weekends when I'm up even before my alarm rings. At 5 a.m. Same time as we were up yesterday. If it wasn't for Zach's call last night, I'd probably sleep in. What is with the sound? When 9 a.m. rolls around. Hold up! We've been up for 4 hours, it's 9 a.m. and we've been up since 5. That's crazy. I'm already on my way to Ermengarde Mansion. To think that I'd have to go back, I'd be lying if I said I'm excited. I don't have to anymore. Rose happily gave me the paperwork duty when I volunteered. We're on the last phase of the sale too. Well, almost. Papers to sign, documents to finalize, various other legalities to settle with the current owner, and all of that still. It took us 3 hours and 45 minutes to find a towel. Not just a towel, the only towel. Never mind that its new owners want everything done within the week, when the process typically takes more than that. They want it done? We'll get it done. Kind of like the calm contrast. Okay. I agree, Hope. I think that what they do is very efficient. I think it's important to note that it also feels like a lot longer because I am not only reading everything out loud, but we're taking breaks, like talking to chat and everything. I'm sure that the 4 hours that I've played this game can easily be done in like 2 hours at least, if you play the game alone. So that's not... It's not necessarily a comment on the game itself only, but how it plays when streaming it. I will admit that this might not be the perfect to-stream game in terms of how the developers want you to experience it. I really, really don't understand rich people. You know what? Neither do I. Money can do wonders. I won't be surprised if they'll be able to push the process just a little more, like what they did to secure the house. The point is, I'm under no obligation to return to the house anymore. Running is an option, of course. I can now move on to another property and forget everything. However, at the end of the day, it's always my conscience that wins. What if something happens... Shit. To those who have seen the letter? Ash, Zach, Becca, Miss McAuliffe, the Wrights? I'm glad you're enjoying it, Skibbles. I'm enjoying it too. I mean, however stupid the dialogue can be at times and however annoying the characters are, I am enjoying it a lot. The guilt will follow me to my grave. Sure, it's all because of guilt over the new owners and not because of the fact that you keep seeing this ghost. The mansion looms as we approach. Whispers welcoming me back, shadows calling. I hope this is the last time. Ugh. Shit. They are engaged in a quiet conversation when I find them in a mansion's front gardens. The priest looks like he's like 18. Even with familiar company, it's impossible to feel at ease here. No matter who I'm with, the feeling of being watched is here. Like the very place itself is aware of its trespassers. It is a very interesting game, I definitely agree. Definitely. Zach, on the other hand, doesn't seem to notice. Or he simply doesn't care. Or he's already used to it. You can knock a ghost out with that cross on his neck. Yeah. I wonder how much that thing weighs. I can never tell with him. Sometimes he's almost as hard to read as Ash. Stop talking about Ash all the time! He's not here. We want nothing to do with him. My goodness, lady. Almost. At least Zach doesn't ask for as much patience as dealing with Ash does. That says plenty about him. Just... stop! Miracle of miracles how the two have ended up the best of friends. He waves at me as I approach. True to his promise, Zach has also brought his friend with him. Father Norman. As in Norman Bates? I'm not sure this is a good sign. Somehow, I expected him to look older. Yeah.
Oh, don't be surprised. They say people who have found their calling are getting younger these days.
Sorry, Father. I didn't mean to say that out loud.
You said that out loud?
No offense taken. Though I admit I'm a bit surprised. I didn't think someone would ask this house to be blessed after all these years.
You've heard of it, Father?
In passing. The occasional rumors and talk by the locals, nothing new.
Also, look at the grin on Zach's face as we're talking about this.
You don't spend years serving the church here without hearing a random hearsay here and there.
You never mentioned what you thought of those, Father.
Ah, but he who goes down to the grave does not come up. He shall never return to his house, nor shall his place know him any more.
But what I saw...
Yeah, I think Isabella definitely has a crush on him.
May not be what you think. It depends entirely on what you mean by it. If you're talking about spirit beings, angels, demons, then yes. Are we talking about the spirits of people who have departed? The word makes it clear that once the deceased has left us, they are gone. But of course, I didn't come here to bore you with a lecture.
No, it was enlightening, Father. Thank you.
That's his face right now. Oh, Waka, I love him. I love him too. He's the best. This guy sounds like a tape recorder. I can kind of hear the tape recorder resemblance, yeah.
Just remember that a god who loves his children would never let them linger once the time comes.
That's what my papa often tells me.
Okay.
Your father must be a good man. He raised you well, no doubt.
This is... I have so many things to say about this game.
Well then, shall we? Regardless of what it is, I'm sure the mansion's new owners would appreciate such sincere intentions. From a stranger, no less.
Zack and I walk ahead, a relief. This way, he won't see how tightly I'm clutching the straps of my bag. Father Norman's probably trying to put me at ease, but the worry, the cold, restless, foreboding feeling has firmly lodged itself in my stomach, making its presence known with every step that we take towards the house.
Hey, you okay?
Zack lightly nudges my sides, careful, mindful of his motions to avoid startling me to no doubt. It's so weird, everything. Also, look at the cloud up here. Why is this cloud such low resolution? Did they just figure out that, oh, we might need a cloud right here as well, and then they just blew up? It looks like the edge of this cloud just blown up from like 10 times 10 pixels, and they just... That is... Oh, this game, I love it so much, guys. Zack's smile comforts you, but that guy just smiles in a weird way. Agreed. Also, one cloud, one sets of birds. Yeah. I think we should be honest with this guy because we trust him, right? And I think that he's the only one who believes us. So let's just say this place gives me the creeps. Look how much our relationship is improving with him. It's ridiculous. It's hard to lie when Zack gives you that look. It's just there. The kind that implores. A silent appeal. I'm not sure if he's even doing it consciously. I also have a theory that Isabella wanted to be a writer just because of all this dialogue, the internal dialogue. It just has a writer's feel to it. And I think if you look at our journal... Okay, we can't look at our journal, but she writes everything down as well, and I think it just... It feels like she's writing it as if she's writing a story. That's my theory. Look how low resolution this cloud! Compare this cloud in the top right to the cloud in the top left. What? I'm not gonna complain about the clouds, I'm sorry. It's not important. Another breeze blows and I try not to shiver. Try not to listen to the voices that may or may not be there.
Ugh, this place really gives me the creeps.
Or the devs enjoy like style of writing so much. It could be, it could just be that's how they narrate internal things, thoughts. But that's my theory. One's about the clouds, you're the biggest friends I've ever heard from you. I'm sorry for ruining the clouds. It's just strange to me. It's like one thing would be if all the clouds were low resolution, that wouldn't be a problem. But the fact that they have some clouds that are really, really good, and then some that looks like they've just increased the size of one without increasing the... It's just...
It doesn't seem more than an ordinary house to me, though.
Just dumb.
Damn, I should have
It's
brought my
lazy.
camera with me. I saw a few areas that'd be good for a shoot.
It's lazy, that's all. Old man yells at cloud. Yes. Accurate. That is what's going on right now. That is what we're doing. We're yelling at clouds.
You think the new owners will allow it?
Sure, why not?
Shh! What if you catch something? Or someone in one of the pictures?
So, you know when you're photographing and it's dark and you get these orbs on your picture? And how they're like dust specks or something? Well, my parents genuinely believe that they're ghosts.
This is what this game has reduced us to in Chapter 1.
And I love every second of it. Thank you for the bed, Skibbles. My parents definitely believe in ghosts, and anything weird that would ever happen in our old house, they would be like, yep, it's ghosts. Nope, it's spirits. It can't be anything else. It's kind of sweet.
It just means they want to be seen, doesn't it?
Don't ask for it.
It's not like we can stop them if they do.
You're really not helping, Zach.
Oh, come on. He's trying to lighten the mood.
All right. Sorry. Don't worry. I don't think whatever's inside this house will do anything.
See, Zach is great. Look at that comforting smile.
I'm here, yeah? I'll take care of them. Or I think I can.
You're not that scary, but thanks. I'll be sure to run behind you if I see one.
He's not that scary, but Zach is the kind of guy that would protect you with his life. Like Twiggie turned into a mother and her parents turned into children there for a second. Yeah! I don't know, I just think it's precious. And like as a child I would be like, yeah, sure, they're probably ghosts, yeah. Ridiculous talk, though the temporary reprieve it lends is more than welcome. Thing is, my parents are very sort of open to believe in things, which I don't think is a negative thing, because they do fact check before spreading like fake news or anything, but it's just when it comes to ghosts and spirits, they just want to believe, and so they... What is going on with the light in the background? Why did Zach suddenly have a halo? Alright, is that a clue or something? No, they're very... They want to believe in these things, and so everything that happens that sort of fit into that narrative, they accept it. And, I don't mind it. I think it's, I think it's precious. He offers me a smile in return, at least he could do. And with a slight motion of his head, he gestures for us to move ahead, while my own fears are left forgotten for the time being. The things inside my bag clatter softly against each other, while I rummage for the keys to the mansion. I should have heard the telltale jiggle by now. But didn't I put it in my bag last night? You didn't double check before getting here? Oh my god, Isabella, what's wrong with you? Oh, sorry. Seconds later, I'm sitting on my heels and one after another, I'm taking out everything from every pocket, every slip. Yeah, people want to believe and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It'll be a pain to put everything back later, but I'm sure it's just under these... Nothing. Oh man, of all the times
Is
to
something
forget.
the matter?
Yeah, Isabella's a dum-dum and she forgot her keys. Don't know what to believe, all I know is there are 1,000 things I don't know. And that stuff is one of them. And that's perfectly fair. That's probably the most reasonable opinion you can have about that stuff, I think.
No, I'm sorry, Father. I think I left the key.
Or did the ghost take the key? No use coming up with excuses. And right after they've both taken the time to go this far away from the city. With a heavy sigh, I grab the door handle to push myself up. And the door is open! A string of apologies ready at the tip of my tongue.
Careful, Bella!
We've spoken with the current owners. Well, technically, you're not yet the owners, but...
There's a brief moment of confusion, and then I'm falling. The momentum of the door swinging open pulls me back first into the mansion foyer, before I can make sense of what's happening.
Ow, 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 my back.
What the? Isabella?
Of course you guys are here. No time to nurse my bruised back or make up excuses, because the next thing I know, Zach's gently pulling me upright by my arm. Good evening, Anne. We sold that mansion and we're seeing the ghosts around in town and stuff. You might need a special sound effect. Okay. Yes. Yes. Hang on. I'm not gonna do it right now. I'll keep it open. I'll do it in like a break or something. Rose looks down at me with a mixture of apprehension and something I couldn't quite place. I'd say is relief, but... Ah, sheesh. Get going, Isabella. Right after you volunteered to work on the papers. And standing behind her...
Ma'am Hannah! Mr. Wright!
That's not how you pronounce her name.
Oh, Isabel. We always meet in the most interesting circumstances.
A complete understatement, darling. What are they doing in my house?
Abruptly, he waves his hand at Zach and Father Norman, like their presence is a slight against his own.
I thought you said you wanted to do paperwork duty. What are you doing here?
Like a deer caught in the headlights. Unfair, Rose. That's putting me on the spot. And it leaves me no other choice but to answer.
The reason why I'm here?
Well, spit it out, Lily. We don't have all day.
Lily? What? Since when is Lily a nickname to Isabella?
I'm just here to make sure everything is fine before you move in.
I'm so sorry, Mama. You said I'll go to hell if I lie. I likely will after this, but there's no other way. Well, it isn't entirely a lie. I'm here to make sure no one disturbs them after they move in. It just so happens that what I'm checking for and trying to drive away is one of the paranormal variety.
Oh? The house appears impeccably fine to me.
Mr. Wright shifts his eyes around in a careful manner, as if he's looking for faults in every crevice of the house. The grin on his face, though, when he returns his attention to me, is similar to what my Kuya Jordan had often given me when he was up to something. Usually a scare prank that inevitably ended with me crying. I never did forget the way my brother sneered at me then. A part of me thinks that, perhaps, if I hadn't been the object of his mischief in his childhood, I would have grown a little braver.
Come on, little Lily. Lying doesn't do that cute little face any justice. I'm a very patient man. Now, why are you really here?
I don't believe you. Right now, in the face of an almost identical expression, perhaps even crueler than what I'm used to, the lie I told falls apart.
The truth is, I was just thinking we could have the house blessed before move-in day.
And why would we ever need to have this house blessed?
What if they want the ghost there?
For luck and protection?
What if that's why they're so adamant that they want this house right away? I shrink under his scrutinizing gaze. For a second, I think that he'll start shouting at me. He laughs. Not the mocking, jeering kind, but the one wondering if he's hearing things right. I'd say he's amused, but I honestly couldn't understand what was so funny about what I just said. Was it really that weird? Wasn't it a custom here? I wish Becca was here to explain stuff like this.
That's rich coming from you. When we saw Devlin Court, you didn't...
It's a small custom back home. I thought it would be nice to do something that would bring positive energy to the mansion, since this place has been empty for years.
And the papers, Isabella? I hope you did those first before this.
Of course I did. It's almost done, in fact. But there are some items I still have to double check before finalizing everything. You know I don't sign without a thorough inspection. And well, this is what this is for too. I just thought it would be more efficient to do both at the same time.
Here I thought you didn't want to go back.
A job is a job, Rose. Gotta do what you gotta do to make a living.
Recording your lines from under a blanket? I mean... This is an indie game, right? She might have.
Oh, well if that's the case, then go ahead. No need to be so hard on her, Rosie.
Yeah, listen to Hana.
I personally think it's a nice touch. I was actually thinking of the same thing, but you beat me to it.
Were you really?
Darling, Buttercup, please. You know these things don't work. No offense meant to the holy man, of course.
Holy man, is he here listening to this?
That does not explain the nigger, though.
What? I'm sorry, what? What just happened? What was that? I'm sorry. How did that make it into the final version of this game? I am so confused. This is an indie game. Like, alright. All of a sudden, there's an awkward silence that even Rose, of all people, seems reluctant to break. Although a desire to do so is evident in the way that her eyes nervously shift to Mr. Right. Meanwhile, Zach's grip on my arm suddenly tightens. He doesn't say anything further, but there's a conflicted look on him when I glance up. Yeah, right, G? You would think that something... it's so strange. Like, it takes nothing to break an indie horror game. Why would they... That's a face he makes only when he desperately wants to give someone a piece of his mind, but chooses not to do so. Mostly to avoid confrontation or fanning the flames of an argument. He always has been, always been like this. Even among his own friends, he chooses to take a placating I don't understand. Blah 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 stance, despite holding opinions on his own. They did probably want the shock effect, yeah, to just really show that this guy is an asshole. I mean, he hasn't shown a good impression even before this, but placating, thank you. Not that I won't say anything. I know Mr. Wright is a client, but you can't just say that in front of other people, in front of Zach no less. If Ashton were here, I know he wouldn't stand for it. And neither do I. There was a reason why bullies back home never touched my younger brother again after I gave them a taste of their own medicine. He might be inches taller than me, but I'm pretty sure I can still land a hit or two. Maybe. If only I'm not going to get in trouble with BRC for it. I mean, you probably will, but okay. But before any punch could be thrown, Ma'am Hana cuts in.
Lucille Mitchell Wright.
Good. In a voice too firm, demanding his complete silence.
What?
Instead of answering, she merely crosses her arms and shoots her husband a sharp, disapproving glare. That seems to have done the trick. He immediately shuts his mouth, but not before muttering a few inaudible words under his breath. At this, Ma'am Hana could only sigh and roll her eyes, more than happy to get back to the topic at hand. Yeah, his name is apparently Lucille. There's no way we're ever calling him anything but Lucille from this point.
I'm sure she knows what she's doing, love. She got us the house, remember? Who knows what a little positive vibe can do? It could even give us what we've been eagerly waiting for all these years.
What have we been waiting for? I don't think I was ever informed of.
Nothing you should worry about right now. Anyway, we've still got a few things we need to discuss with Rosie here. Over lunch?
He talks to his spouse or boyfriend, girlfriend with a full name like that? No, I think that it feels like just such a parent thing to do. Like when you're upset with your child, you say their full name like that. I've never heard anyone like talk to their spouse like that. So weird how nice Hana is to us and how distrustful Mr. Lucille is towards us. Yeah. She's loved us from the start, let's be real. And he's gone along with her, but he kind of feels like he's not happy with how she makes all the decisions, always. And I feel like that is... He's accepted it up until now, but I feel like that part of him is gonna come out now.
I hope you don't mind, Isabel. We'd love to take you with us, but...
Oh, no. Go ahead, ma'am. This'll take time. That's why there's two of us working on this.
Rose looks like she's about to murder someone. Probably me. At least she won't have to stay in a haunted property. She's getting the better end of this deal, if anyone's going to ask me.
Oh, wonderful. I hope the next time the three of us meet, it'll be over a closed deal,
Of course, ma'am. Please look forward to it.
Rose hurriedly hands me the keys to the house before leaving, mouthing reminders to secure the place and harmless threats for throwing her under the bus. We spent 3 hours of total playtime in this hallway. Yeah. More than that, I think, even. We spent so much time in this hallway. Good lord. I return it with a reassuring smile of my own, even if she's the one who often forgets. Sheesh. And just like that, gone. Just as quickly as they appeared, fleeting from one scene to the next and leaving me wondering if this simply is what's typical for the rich and the famous. If so, I'd rather stay with my rundown apartment and our little shack back home. There's still joy in the smallest things, of course, after all. With a house this big, it's not surprising when the ceremony takes a few hours to finish. The sun's already high by the time we've gone through the last room. You might build a hobby like this in your house. Be sure to have a record player or just something that will constantly play this music. Won't be able to fit anything else. You can sleep under the staircase. Just make a little room under here. The stained glass is very nice, yeah. I can never say I'm a devout follower of my own fate, even with Mama and Papa's teaching. But hearing every word Father Norman uttered as we went around the house has put me at ease. All of a sudden, the mansion doesn't seem so scary anymore. Maybe there's an end to this? Or perhaps this is the end. Father Norman bids us goodbye upon exiting the mansion grounds. He has business in a village nearby, he says, a minute's gesture to reach out to the members of the parish every once in a while. It reminds me of a distant memory, of helping hands and a few kind smiles that helped my family pull through when the times were tough. But before he leaves...
Isabella, a word before I go? Zachary hasn't been really forthcoming with your situation, and it is something I understand it wasn't his to share. But whatever burdens you, know that it's not a permanent fixture in your life. Besides, you have people to bear it with.
Aw, that was sweet. I bite back the harsh retorts before they come out, masking it with a smile as we wave the good priest off. What else has priest been doing this whole time? He was the one doing the ceremony of blessing the house. I think we were the one just hanging around watching. His words, though meant to comfort, has only left a bitter taste in my mouth. And if they don't believe you, what am I to do? A hand lands briefly on my shoulders, taking me out of my thoughts before they take a sullen turn. But my smile doesn't quite reach my ears when I turn to him.
Say, do you want to go somewhere?
The music chains make me nervous. Same.
Right now? Where to?
Shoulder count 4. This stream. Hi Seb, good evening. Aw, thank you. Appreciate it. Another $1 to the shoulder touch jar. Yeah, we should do that. We should go back and we should see how many times they touch our shoulder in the first episode as well. This is still the first episode, I mean the first stream.
Anywhere in the city. I'll leave it up to you.
Yes! Yes, we're hanging out.
It wouldn't hurt. I've got some stuff I need to buy. Groceries.
Oh, look at this. We're getting so close with Zach.
And there's a shop I want to check.
Is it real food this time?
It's gonna be the store where she saw the ghost, right?
Let me guess. Rebecca?
She's just worried about you. Even I can't eat that much instant noodles.
Think of it as a talent. Let's just go, Zach.
I smile. A real one this time, devoid of any unpleasant thoughts. Regardless of what happened between us this past few days, I don't want to think too harshly of them. Oh, this is nice. And then ghost appears super suddenly every time someone suddenly appears on the screen. Every time the ghost has appeared, it has been super sudden. So yeah, kind of feeling the same way. Give her 10 minutes before she brings up Ash. That long? Really? Zach can't be the ghost. He's the kindest person in this entire game. Zach had me wait on a nearby bench upon arriving, prior to going off somewhere. He hasn't returned since, and it's been a good 20 minutes of being left alone entirely to my thoughts. What? What? Why did he just leave us? What is he doing? In this weather, the city park gives off a lazier and more languid vibe than usual. I thought we were hanging out too! Where did he go? Where children are usually seen running around and playing, there are now people leaning back on their picnic blankets, simply enjoying the afternoon sun. Hi, Lord Logan! The smell of food drifts from nearby carts, and if the wind blows in the right direction, one would catch the whiff of freshly trimmed grass. I'd gladly sleep on this bench if I wasn't waiting for someone. I suddenly crave summer so badly. Soon enough, I see his hulking figure running towards me, carrying a medium-sized box on one hand and casually waving the other at me. He's panting when he reaches my bench. Sweat drips profusely from his forehead, but there's a grin on his face. What has he been doing?
Sorry, the line was really long. Really long.
You didn't have to run. Sit down first.
What were you doing?
Nah, I'm good. Didn't want to make you wait for these.
I already know what's in the blue box before he opens it. Aww, cinnamon rolls! All 6 of them topped with a white cream cheese glaze. Oof. The very same one I bought after I sold my first property! Aww! And look at his face! This is the sweetest thing! Yeah, he didn't leave us in the park to get this alone. Aww. This is super sweet though, look at them. Aww. Yes, mister. After I met Zach, Ash, and Becca. Funny how such a small thing can trigger an distant memory, no matter how mundane it is. I don't say no to free food, but why is he getting me these now? I want this as my second screen background. I'm screenshotting it, just so that I could get it to you later. Her face is the same way I have when someone offers me ice cream. Yeah, same. It's relatable.
What for?
He leans on the empty space beside me, wiping the sweat off his forehead before answering.
An apology. And as thanks for yesterday and the other day.
If something happens to him, I have a very bad feeling that something is gonna happen to him because there's no doubt that they are pushing him as a good guy, as the only one we can sort of relate to. And I'm really, really nervous.
You don't have to buy me anything, Zach.
You were upset. You haven't been yourself recently, and people kind of miss that, you know?
Are you just saying that, or...?
No, really. Rebecca told me. You know how she is. Ashton, too.
Zach's face looks like he's proposing to Isabella with those cinnamon buns. No, that's exactly what it looks like.
Ashton was an ass. He should have been named Ashhole instead.
He went a little overboard, yeah. I can talk to him if you want.
Please don't.
He'll still tease me about it, even if it's Rebecca telling him to stop. Besides, I can handle him.
You always do. And yesterday, when you talked me through my little slump, I thought, hey, I want our old Isabella back.
2 minutes. 2 whole minutes.
You're right. Thank you for the bits. You're absolutely right. Good old ring hidden in a cinnamon bun. Who doesn't want that, honestly?
Are you still upset?
There are times when I wish Zach had been my big brother. Or Becca, my older sister. Maybe life would have been a little easier then. Maybe Papa wouldn't be as sick as he is. Maybe. Maybe I wouldn't be alone here. But then again, if he is, if they are what I wish them to be, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have met Ash too. Life back home is rough, but for all of that, I wouldn't change it for one selfish wish. In this city of 68,000 people, I have people I could depend on. 3 of them, in fact. When you think about it, when you compare the numbers to the odds of finding someone like them amidst a sea of nameless people, I'm lucky.
Thanks a lot for today, Zach. You didn't have to, but you did. I can always count on you.
It's so sweet. Same, Bufu. Same.
Just me? No Ashton or Rebecca?
No, fuck them!
Oh boy, they won't be happy to hear that. I don't mind being the favorite, though.
Nope, no favorites.
No,
but
definitely
you cook better
favorites.
than both of them, so that's a plus.
He can't even make soup!
It's always been food with you, ain't it?
Yes.
Don't put it like that! You're making me sound like a glutton.
Well, food is pretty great.
I'm not saying you are, but it does feel good to know there's someone I can invite for food to be able to eat all of it.
I did not ruin anything, Skibbles. You're lying.
Only that?
You're lying.
I thought we were also art buddies.
Yeah, because she's a writer.
Oh, that too. But the food thing really stands out when you think about it. You do.
Low
Oh shit,
blow.
sorry.
I take pride in my height.
So, is it okay now? Do you feel better? Does it still scare you?
Relationship status screen disappears with not having favorites, right? Look at this. Look at Zach versus Rebecca. We started off this game with Rebecca higher than Zach. Now look at them. Honestly. Honestly.
A little. I'll be okay. I'll figure it out, somehow. It's not as bad as the other day, and Father Norman helped too. I should have brought something to thank him.
Oh, we could visit him anytime. He loves hearing from the young ones.
He isn't that old, is he?
Don't know. He doesn't tell. I think I might have seen his face somewhere before. I just couldn't recall when or where. Ash says he looks like his boss, or the bartender at the local pub if he squints. Don't take his word for it, of course. He might have accidentally inhaled something from the forensic lab again when he said that.
This time, the laughter that comes from both of us is genuine. Back to the usual. Things may not have been the easiest lately, but it certainly isn't the worst that has happened. We do end up sharing the cinnamon buns between us, despite Zach's insistence that it's only for me. But more than the food, there's relief and contentment. The Zach's face right now, you want that as a gift? Me too. I'll leave that for you to do, Skibbles. We didn't meet the professor because we chose the priest over the professor. The priest was, alright. There was something about him. For some reason, Isabella didn't feel right about what he said, although I don't know why. Yeah, Hope, actually, I'll just, so that I don't forget it, I'll just send it to you right now. I'll send it as a private DM. There. This must be Red Ross's, that single spot where he's forever scratching. He never stops scratching.
If you need anything, just ring, okay? Like when Ash annoys you too much. I'll help you with him, best friend or not.
No way. I can take him on.
Still an extra muscle wouldn't hurt, yeah? Just let me know, and I'll back you up. My sister knows this one thing to shut him up when he's being his usual self. Ask me what it is whenever you want.
Who's your sister? Who is your sister?
I don't think that's necessary, but thanks. Okay.
Who is your sister? Off to some new gig again. As for me, we still need to talk, Becca, Ash, and I. Put petty arguments aside like the adults we all are. This, however, is a start, no matter how small it may be. I just hope I can keep them safe. A light wind blows again, sending dried leaves swirling and a distinct smell of earth into the air. For the first time, the sunlight feels less harsh. Maybe a walk is good. I need to visit the grocery too. Come to think of it, wasn't there an art store that opened recently near the park? I don't like long loading screens like this. I hate long loading screens like this. We haven't saved at all this chapter. I'm just saying. It just saved. Right. I have saved, okay? The cat's name is Beruthiel? What cat and what the hell is that name? At least that's what his collar says. We haven't seen the cat. It's an odd name to give the cat, in my opinion. But it speaks grace, much like the one that carries it. It shows in the way he swishes his tail and his eyes follow my hands' every movement. Can we see the cat? I'm not sure what he finds fascinating in me, to be honest. I wasn't a very picture of Grace when he found me, after all. It was a bad idea, carrying 2 heavy bags of newly bought art materials and groceries without help or a short ride home. In hindsight, perhaps I shouldn't have brought all these at the same time. I didn't even make it past the park. And now I'm suffering underneath the glaring afternoon sun, hunched up in a park bench and drenched in sweat, in the company of a cat curiously watching my every movement. I hope it stays where it is. It's just a black cat, but back at home, they're considered ill omens.
Don't look at me like that! I can act graceful as well if I want to.
Not that I've ever acted graceful in my life, of course. Growing up with a rowdy younger brothers and a sister does that. Or maybe it's the opposite? Mama used to call me a little troublemaker before. Well, graceful or not, there's no use moping. A shorter breather and then I'm off home. Besides, it isn't like the company's bad, even if it is a cat, as long as it doesn't bite or crosses my path.
Where's your owner, anyway?
Aw, Mr. Midnight, that would be great. He has one, doesn't he? An owner? That's what the collar's for, isn't it? A bandage is wrapped on one of his paws, though. I wonder what happened to it. Did he run away?
Well, if you don't have one, I won't be able to take you in. My apartment doesn't allow pets.
Are we adopting the cat?
I tried to bring one home before. A cat. Not black, of course.
Why is that of course?
And Rebecca threw a fit before the landlady could.
Of course Rebecca would do that. I take a small packet of sweets from one of the bags beside me and pop it open. As I'm about to put one into my mouth, he meows. My hand stops.
Do you want one?
He doesn't meow again as I'm expecting him to, but I take his unblinking gaze as a yes. I shift the piece to my palm and hold it out to him warily. He sniffs at it once, twice before... Oh. It's Marianne! Aww! There he is! Like a good, properly trained pet, Beruthiel responds as soon as he's called. Recognition comes as soon as my head snaps in the direction of the voice. Miss McAuliffe's is hard to miss, what with her height.
I'm sorry. Did my cat hurt you? Miss Santos, was it?
It's nice to meet you again, Miss McCullough.
I almost don't want the horror to come back. I have mixed feelings, because I do like the horror parts of it. I think they're kind of well done. But I like this parts too. Aw, Tikala. Aw. Shitty internet is terrible. She has the best sense of style, I know.
Were you harmed in any way?
Probably your cat staring at me? No.
I'm sorry. Beruthiel's not exactly fond of other people. Even run away from the veterinarian right now.
Oh no, he was just sniffing my hand earlier.
My Beruthiel's a she.
Oh, I'm sorry. She? All this time I thought, why is that important? The pausing conversation, if this can be called one, is uncomfortable. Why are they making this into an uncomfortable pause? It's very difficult to tell the gender of a cat, especially if you're just, like, looking at it from the front. They're making this so much more awkward than it should be. We're merely 2 people working different jobs from the same client. Frankly, meetings like this don't happen often. And if it does, a simple nodding of heads is enough. Trying to be friendly wouldn't hurt, right? I keep my tone cordial and warm. I did nothing. I think it decreased our relationship because I think we increased it at some point and now it's back down.
I'm actually surprised you have a cat, Miss McCullough.
And why exactly is that? There are a lot of people who have pets.
If you're gonna talk to someone about them having a pet, you don't say, "Oh, I'm surprised you have this animal."
Yeah, but not a black one.
Oh my god,
I'm
what?
amazed you're taking care of one.
Isabella! Isabella! Isabella!
I don't understand what you're trying to get at. Is there a problem with my cat?
No, not at all. She's very sweet. Just in other cultures, aren't they a sign of bad luck?
Back at home it is. My grandmother used to tell me stories about it, and...
Nothing has happened to me so far.
Look at her face. Look at her face. Of course, I've forgotten that for other people, black cats are an omen of good luck. Is that a thing? Are there cultures where black cats are an omen of good luck? Because I know that black cats are generally less adopted because people think of them as bringing bad luck. It would be interesting if in some cultures they are considered good luck. I don't know if that's a thing, like, in some places. Hi, Pulse Yeah, really smooth. Oh, so strange. It's so strange. Very mixed messages from the chat. Understandable. If you treat Friday the 13th as a bad luck day, it's probably gonna be a bad day. Yeah, sure. Of course. Definitely. Never heard of them being good luck. Neither have I. I've always heard that people consider them bad luck. I don't think they are, but it's just this general perception. And even if people don't necessarily believe that, they still take very much longer to get adopted in shelters, which is terrible. There you go again, running your mouth off, Isabella. I rack my brain for a way to remedy the situation, but she holds out a hand.
This is a good place to stop and end this conversation, don't you think so? It is good to see you again, Santos.
A complete dismissal if I've ever heard one. I watch her as she leaves, though she stops shortly before crossing the threshold separating the park and the street. She faces me again, looking like there's something she's forgotten to say.
By the way, about the Ermengarde mansion, with my clients, it's the rights, I mean, I hope you don't mind me asking, but has the deal been finalized?
There's still a few papers they need, but the house is more or less theirs now.
Ah, thank you. That's all I needed to know.
Why is that so important to her?
Wait, about the mansion, the
letter. The same one that they saw. Whoever she is, she's asking for help. Someone. I want to tell Miss McCullough that the urban legends aren't just legends anymore. They're real. She's not gonna believe me.
Don't mind me. I need to go too. Have a good day, Miss McCullough.
I hastened to pick up all the bags I've left on the bench and ran as far as my legs can take me. In that moment, what I'm carrying in my hands weighed far lighter than the overwhelming guilt trying to consume me. Home. I want to go home. Anywhere where I won't be reminded of the house, of her, of my own cowardice. The food tastes less appetizing tonight. A pity. One would think that someone who had been on a continuous binge of instant noodles would find a home-cooked meal enjoyable. But it isn't. Hunger isn't what is gnawing at me tonight, neither are my sore muscles. The TV runs loudly on the background, but what it says barely registers to my brain. It's hard when the things you're trying to forget keep returning to the forefront of your mind. What a mess that room is. Yeah. We spent like a good 20 minutes here talking about how messy her room is. It distracts you, eats at you, devours you. I wish it would stop. I wish I wasn't the one who picked it up. I wish it was somebody else.
In other local news, a woman was found dead in her home yesterday evening.
Do you think it's someone we know?
Luxbourne police officials are currently investigating the crime scene, but has classified the case as homicide.
Huh?
The victim, identified as Rose Pamela Cooper, 33 years old, working as a real estate agent.
Why Rose? Why Rose? She's the only somewhat likable character aside from Zack. Rose?
Discovered lying in a pool of blood in her
Oh my
two-bedroom
God.
flat with the words "Help me" repeatedly written on the walls.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Ah! No. No. This isn't what I want. This isn't supposed to happen. None of this is supposed to happen. No one's supposed to die. These are just stories, right? Legends. That's what everyone's kept telling me, so why? And immediately, I rushed to my study table in search of my phone. My hand, cold from the dread, clings tightly to it as soon as I touch the edges. A piece of folded paper, a letter, lying unassumingly beside it, slips to the floor when I pick up the device. But I pay it no mind. There are more important things. Right now, I need to call her. I need to call her. I was with her. I was just with her not long ago, and she was fine. No! It isn't Rose, I'm sure of it. I just talked to her, and a sob escapes me, and hot tears begin to blur my vision. One after another, they trickle down, weighted by the same guilt I refuse to admit I've been carrying from the start. The same one I've been hiding from. The same one that put the people I care about in danger. My hands shake as I navigate to Rose's number on my contact list. She'll answer, right? That's what she always does. She'll pick it up, tell me to turn down the waterworks, call me a wuss afterwards.
She'll answer. Please answer, Rose.
Again and again, I dial, whispering, praying, pleading.
Come on, Rose! Don't do this to me! Please pick up! I know you're there, Rose. You're not dead. Please tell me you're not.
We're not the killer, but she read the notes, and I'm pretty sure that's why she died. Yeah, Hope. We spoke to her on the phone while we were in the mansion, and she definitely had that creepy ghost
This
voice.
adds to the series of deaths and disappearances that has plagued Luxborn in the recent years. The authorities are currently looking at a possible link with the notorious Anselm Butcher case.
The TV runs loudly in the background. A deafening static sounds from my phone's speakers. But in my ears, I can only hear the screams, her pleas, her whispers. Help me. We are not safe. A buzzing sensation jolts me awake. My body still wants to sleep, to forget what I heard, what I saw last night. But it's there, nudging, prodding at me. Slowly, I become aware of how awkward my position is, and the aches that accompany sleeping in a curled up position the night before. Can someone say thank you for trying to hang out to Takala? I thought that was gonna be the end of episode 1. Me too! Episode 1 is still not over. It's crazy. The memories are impossible to forget now that Rose is gone. They say it's easier when you say out loud. Instead, the words weigh heavier on me each time. Thank you all for doing that. Electricity bill must be through the roof, keeping the TV on 24/7. Yes. She's gone. Gone because of me. Gone because of one letter I was too curious to look at. I should have been more careful. Should have just kept my mouth shut. Should have destroyed it before anyone else had gotten involved. I should have... The notification light on my laptop blinks incessantly, mockingly when I look at it, as if it's calling me back to a sense of normalcy. Do you think it's Rose? No. To all BRC employees, in light of the recent events, in light of the recent and events, there will be an all-staff emergency meeting from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Attendance is a must. Company changes, new hierarchy, and policies will all be discussed during the meeting. Everyone is expected to bring a copy of their own attendance logs and sale reports for the last 6 months to be submitted to your respective managers for review. We're expecting everyone's cooperations. Not a day off, no. If this was one of the typical days, I'd happily comply and get myself to our office. Today my limbs just feel heavy. On one hand, going will keep me busy, take my mind off elsewhere. On the other hand, the place itself is a stark reminder of what my own fears have cost me. We're going to work, right? We're going to work. Before we do that, I'm gonna take a short break. I'll be back in a few minutes and we'll see what happens at work. I'm I have no clue what to expect. See you in a few minutes. Alright, we're back. I am super curious to find out what happens when we go to work. Yeah, we're probably gonna meet someone annoying and get a new boss. That sounds about right. Also, I did it. See? I sometimes do things. Alright, let's do it. Let's go to work. Moping won't get me anywhere. This is just like one of those things, right? It would have been the same game without using the N-word earlier. Yeah, it would have been. It would have been. It was just for shock factor and for... to make us hate that guy, apparently. The Reaper command is Reaper without an S at the end. All of that homework that's still sitting around? Yeah! Also, I don't know how long I'm gonna be going on for tonight because I have a wisdom tooth that's growing in. It's been growing in for like years, but it has these growth spurts like once a year or something, and it's just really... It's my entire, that side of my my mouth is just really sore. And talking hurts a little bit. You want more than one invader? Well, you're not getting it. It's not even that the tooth hurts, it's just that the gums around it hurts because the tooth is growing in. So it's just that it's sore. But there's no toothache, it's just gum ache. You deal with it with a smile, no matter how bad things get, and hope for the best. Although my whole body feels like lead and my limbs are sore, I push myself away from the chair and head for the shower. The letter I dropped on the floor last night flutters open as I pass by, unfolding for no one else but for me to see. Takes a couple of weeks for my melocrown to be comfortable. Ugh. It's terrible. It's like, it has these growth spurs. Just like once a year or something, where it grows in a little bit and then it stops and then it keeps going like next year. And it's really strange. Because the wisdom teeth, I only have 2 wisdom teeth, and the one on the other side, it has come in perfectly normal. Like, in the span of what a normal wisdom tooth would take to grow in, but not this one. After having 2 wisdom teeth removed, eating was the weirdest. Ugh. I can't even imagine. I've heard so many horror stories of getting wisdom teeth removed. I hope it doesn't come to that. My last time I had it checked at the dentist, she was like, as long as it's not painful, it's growing in kind of natural. A little crooked, but as long as it's not growing like into any teeth and it's not growing in a way that will need it to be removed. So as long as it just stops aching, that'll be fine. Had mine removed on Thursday. Wasn't as bad as I expected. That's good. Knocked me out completely and it was amazing. Fair enough. We'll see. I hope it doesn't come to that, because... Do a stream while you're high on the pain meds from wisdom teeth removal. I'm not sure that's a good idea. I thought it was gonna be normal dentist visits so I couldn't fare it before. That probably helps. Yeah. Probably helps. I don't think I need to get it removed. I just need to, I need it to stop growing. And I need my gums to get used to the fact that the tooth is there. It's not going anywhere, so... just stop it. Every word written on it glares back at me. They sneer. They ridicule. Like living beings fully aware of what they've done. With a huff, I pick it up and shove it back into my bag. Perhaps with more anger and frustration than I'm used to showing. Hi, Pureblood. Good evening. This too, I'll deal with. Somehow, I'll find a way and make things right. I have to. Before it takes more people from me. Even if I must do it on my own. Papers rustling, telephones ringing, feet shuffling. Overall, today looks like a typical workday at Briar Realty Corporation. Except it isn't. The air is thick with tension and unspoken questions. No doubt everyone present has already heard about Rose. All her teeth removed in one sitting? Jesus, that's brutal. That is really brutal. I'm doing pretty good. Apart from some mouth stuff. She's awake too? But why? I would demand to be put under for that. That would not happen. Absolutely not. If they missed last night's report, they'd likely see it in the morning news, in the papers, or on the various news sites around the internet. Everywhere is a bitter reminder. In fact, everyone's giving me a wide berth, as though the mere mention of Rose would be enough to trigger something in me. Good root canal, no numbing stuff. Yes, and now I have a crippling fear of going to the dentist. What does that tell you? It's appreciated, but it only serves to create a bigger hole in the place Rose has left. After lunch, my boss calls for a meeting. I don't have to look up from my work to know what it's about. He's in a strange, pensive mood today. Probably out of respect for a dead colleague. Oddly, I'd appreciate it more if you just shouted at me today. Anything is better.
I'm sure you've all heard of what happened to Miss Cooper. She was a valued member of our team and she will be missed. There's no date for a funeral, yet, but those who wish to attend, kindly speak with your respective supervisors. By the way, has anyone heard about our still AWOL staff? None? HR, you know what to do.
No, gee, mine was without any numbing at all. Can't imagine getting all 4 removed at once. No, me neither. A circle rod without numbing, that was enough to make me rather lose all my teeth and go there. Yeah, relatable. HR to the rescue. Yep, I'm here. I know what to do.
Santos, a word. In my office.
It's fascinating that we haven't seen Sir John yet. At the end of it, I've been given the entirety of Rose's workload. What? Including finalizing the rights papers. And I've been promised an ample compensation for my efforts. I think he's expecting me to be happy about it. I think John was always the main boss. Try to take extremely good care of my teeth. I think that's the best thing you can do, G. Instead, I immerse myself in work. I have to anyway if I want to forget. Employee of the month. Nice. Time flies when you do, and by the time I give notice, it's already late. Everyone's already gone, leaving me in the company of a radio and a member of our janitorial staff. I don't even know his name. Rose likely does. She remembers people easily like that.
The Luxbon Police Department continues its search for the following reported missing people.
The radio blares one name after another. Hold on a second. Missing? Aren't they? Still, I have to check. Frantic, I turn back to my desktop. The loud tapping of my fingers against the keys filled the office for a better part of my shift as I looked through everything. The background about the place, its history from the current owners, and a list of employees hired at our BRC. And I'm right. Of course I am. BRC may have had a lot of staff, they may have had a lot of agents hired, but I'd remember those names anywhere. After all, they're also part of the crew who worked with us in preparing the mansion for the open house. The letters. No, that can't be. I hope it's not what I'm thinking.
But Rose is...
Something snaps into a fraction of a moment. These people? Rose? The letter?
I need to... No. If it's like this, they still won't believe me. I have to make sure of it first.
Evidence doesn't lie. That's what Ash often says, right? If I have proof, then maybe. I don't want to get my hopes up yet, but maybe there's still a way that I can save them. The letter, my phone, papers, anything that will be useful. I grab all of them and stuff them into my bag. I can't stay here. There's something that I need to do. There's something those people should... The noise cut sharply through the room, stopping my hand short of cramming a pen into my bag.
Hello? Anyone there?
Someone must have let their printer open again. I may be in a hurry, but if I don't turn it off, another person is certainly gonna have a fit tomorrow over wasted company resources. Most of the time, it's Rose who does the nagging, but... The clicking of my pen in my hand is a welcome distraction as I search for the said objects. Each stride my feet takes also echoes throughout the empty workplace. I've lost sight of the janitor minutes ago, and with me being the only one left, the tapping of my feet against the wooden floor is something that I soon learned to appreciate. It doesn't take me long to find it. By the time I turn it off, 5 pages are already strewn about the ground. The paper tray also haven't been left ajar. Sighing, I pick each of it up to put somewhere proper. But the page that greets me next make my blood run cold. The chill that makes its way up my spine is as numbing as that day in the attic. The sheets crinkle under my tense grip. All I can hear is my breathing as it rasps through my gritted teeth. But before I can even gather myself, take the first steps out of there, total darkness suddenly envelops me. Oh no! Oh no! Stop! And as if hearing every horrid thought running inside my head right now, something snaps. A soft creak, grating through the thin veil of stillness that has descended into the room. Every muscle, every bone in my body goes rigid at the sound. Familiar. So familiar now. Yet my own traitorous curiosity still presses me to take a careful peek over the cubicle's wall. It's her. Standing in the only exit of the office, albeit facing away from me. She doesn't need to turn around for me to know it's the same misshapen face, tattered clothes, and unsightly gaze. The same person in the attic. I take a step back, the pen I'm holding slips from my hand, and her entire head turns! Ah! Ah! A scream almost escapes my mouth, and I duck under my table as quickly as I can. My heart is pounding against my chest. I can hear the bone-chilling sounds of her walk, the weird clicking that follows her, and the telltale squelch of something wet as she walks against me. Nearer and nearer. The sounds are slowly getting louder. The only thing keeping the whimper from escaping me is my hand as it covers my mouth. Someone, please save me. Anyone. I close my eyes, muttering a continuous stream of prayers, all while attempting to steady my own breathing. Please, please don't let her hear me. Ah! Oh my god! Oh, this is harder than it looks. No! I don't want to press to continue. Hi, Nippy!
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen.
When the last lines of my prayers have left me, all that remains is a hush. None of her footsteps, nor those chilling sounds she makes. Only silence. Is it safe? Another second passes, and when nothing comes... What? I knew it was coming! Wow! Wow! Okay, we start off right here. Thank God. I knew it was coming. And it still fucking got to me. It's so fast. Oh, thank God. Our relationship changed with ourselves? Interesting. The seconds, minutes stretched out before me agonizingly. Is she gone? Slowly, I opened my eyes to take a peek. I don't dare— Ah! I don't dare move or make a noise! In the face of such terror, I can only beg, let out a silent pleas to whoever is out there. Please, please don't let her notice. I want to live. Guys, we're playing as Hana now. We are now Hana. She has the same birthday as you? Well, yeah, you came back to something weird, Zep. She has a master's in business administration, major in accounting. She likes bouillabaisse? I have no clue what that is. Dogs? I like her better. Fashion, parties and dancing, the beach, children, iconic women. Can we just please note that under her likes, she wrote iconic women, charity, and math. Of the Luxburn upper classes, Hana is used to living a life of luxury. Absent parents make her crave for attention, though something she gained from her private tutors and nannies instead. It was never enough, however. She studied hard in order to make her parents proud, going into business so that she could work against them. Alongside them. The challenge in her otherwise privileged life was certainly a thrill for her, at the very least. She had many suitors, dating different men and women, but it was through work that she met Lucille. Upon her parents' death, Lucille proposed to her. Yeah, I don't understand that connection either. That was the move that led to the merging of Wright Enterprise and Evans Incorporated and her subsequent retirement. Their 7-year marriage is strained, but Hana tries her best to make it work. Yeah, these has to be the characters that we play as in order. So that means after we're done with Hana, we play as Zachary. And then Marianne, then Rebecca, then Ashton, and then Lucille. Wait. The ghost is hella well educated on technology. True? True. Yeah, we have to play as everyone. As part of the point. Her surname is Right Knee. It is. Gonna lose my mind that we lost our relationship status with Zach. Oh yeah, I would be super upset about that too. But no, this is Hana. Does it say Luke? Yeah, it does say Luke. Nippy, thing is, Luke said something really, really bad, and Hana responded by yelling his entire name in a really angry manner, and she said Lucille, blah 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 blah. So we call him Lucille because he's a dick. It's far too easy to get them to pay attention, enraptured. They hang on to my every word and follow my every move. All of it would have been stifling had I not grown used to such stares. Most are respectful, some are hostile, if we're honest. And a few are downright inappropriate. I am so curious what would happen now if we hadn't gone to work. Just assume that the reason we do anything is out of spite. Accurate. After all, I am...
Hana Wright!
Who the fuck is this? He looks like the... They have used the exact same face model as the priest. Do you see that? The same smile too. Is this the priest's brother or something? There's a moment of agitation as a familiar but less than welcome face approaches me with a suggestive smirk on his face. Maybe it is the priest? Could be. Of course I had to keep a benevolent smile and greet him as I greet any good friend. After all, this man can turn heads being famous in his own right.
Officer Lee! What a pleasant surprise. I didn't think you'd have the time to attend tonight's party.
No, glasses is not the same person. True. Didn't work even send that email demanding everybody to come back. Oh, yeah, could have been that hope. He's more Luke's friend. Sorry, he's more Lucille's friend than mine, really. And I'm quite sure I only invited his wife. Much like I'm only friends with the chief inspector because of Lucille. Lucille is only friends with Rochelle because of me. It's almost like when you're a couple, you kind of get these common friends, but you're not really friends with them, but your spouse is friends with them. It's weird how that works. Unlike how I treated Lee, however, Lucille never hid his anonymity for the Lee Words are difficult today. It was an odd sort of friendship where we would have had awkward double dates. I don't even recall his first name. It started with an N, I think. I might be wrong. Aside from being chief inspector of Luxbourne Police, his wife Rochelle Lee Vance owns a general electronics company, fridges and freezers mostly. North Poster Wine. I am like 90% sure that this painting is in The Sims. Yeah, we're calling him Lucille because he's an idiot. That's why. It's his full name, yeah.
Oh, I always have time for my favorite socialite couple. Might I say, you look positively ravishing tonight.
Alright. The priest's voice did not match his face. This guy's voice matches this guy much, much worse. The blue dress looks uncomfortable. This one? Yeah. Yes, it does.
I see the husband isn't with you.
Ah, don't be like that. The way he eyes me up is enough to make my skin crawl. I just wish Lucille is here to fend off the more unseemly of our peers. You know the ones. Men who are just a bit too friendly. Staring too long at my assets and getting close just because my husband is not here. And to think they have the gall to do this at my own party. In my own house, if I may add. But like any high society woman worth her salt, I know how to handle it with grace and dignity.
I suppose you are looking pleasant as well. Luke's busy with work, unfortunately.
No, Nippy, you haven't. And you won't.
Rochelle isn't here?
A shame. I do hope he isn't causing you much trouble. That husband of yours can be a bit daft sometimes, acting like he's still some young bachelor.
What's that supposed to mean?
The wife sends her regards and her apologies, but something came up with a doctor and she needed to attend to it. You know...
Oh, sorry. We make small talk. Rather, I'm forced to do so, as he would not leave my side after finding his place there. Much to my chagrin, I've been Why does he use so many difficult words? I've been extricated from the few who flock in hopes of flattering, for I can tolerate them far better than Lee. He is a nice enough person, and I adore his wife, who is obviously the brains behind the two. But there is something unsettling about him. I do not trust him as much as I want to. He regaled to me the tales of Luxbourne Police Department, a different affair to the usual gossip I am privy to. And though I loathe to admit it, it's interesting nonetheless. Do you not believe you have bones in your legs anymore? What? What are you talking about? Wonder what that could be? He's everything. I expect the topic of business to die out quickly, which would be understandable enough due to the confidential nature of his work. But oh boy was I wrong.
So, wearing civvies, I steal and drive off with one of the police mobiles, right? In the mirror, I see the new tent chasing on foot and screaming about theft. The look on his face was priceless when I parked it in the garage.
Oh my. You made him chase you all the way home for a prank. What did Rochelle have to say about that?
That smile right there. Rochelle has a strange love and hate affair with Lee. He's a married man who did not grow up past his early 20s, judging by the way he acts. Surprisingly enough, they've been married for a good 20 years. A lifetime if you compare it to my marriage of 7 years with Lucille. I, on the other hand, well, Lucille is no Lee. I should be happy about that, I suppose. Although my darling did have his moments.
Hey, the wife pulled my ear and gave me a good talking to, though. Besides, we live in a flat a block away, so it wasn't much of a grand chase.
Weren't you living in a house near the countryside?
Moved for work, you know. Or you probably don't.
No, I don't. But a flat in downtown? I suppose if that's what you like.
Oh, it's horrid. Hate that tiny place, no matter how convenient it can be for work. 55 square yards are not enough when you need to get away from the wife. I wouldn't mind a place away from the city. Even started looking at the ads. I spied an interesting lot, actually. Heard it was finally put up for sale, or that something mansion. You know the one with all the ghost stories.
I know what he's talking about. There are really only a few urban legends around here.
The Ermagerd Mansion?
That's the one. Worthy of a king it is. I'd buy it myself, but Rochelle would only gripe if I brought it up to her. Not to mention all the expenses a place like that would be a real fixer-upper. You also have to find someone willing to work there with how superstitious people can be.
If it becomes a problem, just hire someone to do an exorcism.
Actually, I do know of someone who could be up to the task. You remember the Ludgates party at their Christchurch summer residence?
Of course. It was an excellent soiree. Everything was so classy, too. Such good taste.
Oh, that place was a pigsty until they hired out this interior designer and they turned it into a bloody palace. She worked for the Exodus for their apartment in Soho too, and they recommended her when we were looking up pieces for our beach house in Porto Colom. I think I have a business card right. No, I must have left it in my other jacket. Anyway, she's called, what's her name? McCullough, Marianne, I believe, yes. But truly, if anyone were to get that place in McCullough, well, they'd be the envy and the talk of the town.
That's why Hana wanted to buy it.
Well, if you put it that way, I might just snatch it up for myself. This place was starting to feel a bit small lately anyway.
Sure, a 3-story penthouse might not fit the definition of small for most people. Okay, maybe a lot of people. But it isn't big enough to have grand parties in it. As it is, I only invited about 30 people to this one, and it already feels cramped in here. It certainly would be nice if I didn't have to ride an elevator up and down several floors before I could get anywhere as well. All Lucille's words and not mine. Good night, Fufu. Thank you for hanging out with us. Have a wonderful night's sleep. Wanted just to show off? Yup. Yup. Besides, I have been looking for a good anniversary gift. Lucille might like this one. Where is he anyway? Who is this? Lucille is dressed to the nines, as he usually is, and he looks ready for whatever the day will throw at him. His butler and Valid wait at his side, just in case he isn't as ready as he looks. This is before the Isabella story, because the Isabella story was based around us selling the Ermengarde mansion to this couple. Sure, that's normal. What's confusing to me is the fact that he's on his way out of the penthouse, considering we won't have anywhere to go until much later.
Where are you going?
I am to attend the Triad Autumn Tasting. I do believe I informed you of this 2 weeks ago.
Yes. And might I remind you that I had stricken that off your schedule? Because 1, the doctor told you to stop consuming so much alcohol. And 2, I informed you a few days ago about the open house we are going to attend in its place. I've even found this marvelous interior designer, Mary Ann McCullough.
It's a 3.5-hour drive to Cardiff. I don't have time for this. This is like that little party you threw all over again. You don't inform me of it, and you expect me to stay and be a gracious host when I have business elsewhere.
Birds? I see the birds.
You know how I operate, Hana. Unless this was penciled in, I am sticking to my schedule.
If I may intrude, the madam is correct. Your physician did insist you moderate your drinking, unless you wish to incur acute pancreatitis.
Please, please keep drinking. Please keep drinking.
And you did have this open house penciled in last Wednesday morning.
Wednesday morning?
Bullocks, I don't remember doing so.
Well, you did. While very hungover, in fact.
He did. Moaned about me getting too loud, but gave him after some pushing. Perhaps that was a bit too cruel and manipulative of me, but...
Whose side are you on?
Come on, Luke. You promised we'd do whatever I want this weekend.
Gordon Bennett, fine. I am giving this house tour of yours a chance. But if it proves to be a waste of time, I am going to Cardiff, and you are going to take a cab home. Are we clear?
It's just a bit of husband and wife tit for tat, isn't it? All couples have their arguments. Once the honeymoon phase is over, as they seem to call it, reality sets in that you and your partner might not always see eye to eye. Perhaps it's been the years. 7 of them is nothing to scoff at.
I just cannot bloody believe I agreed to this. I was really looking forward to the triad tasting.
Though sometimes, I think it's something a bit more than just simple disagreements, and I have to stop myself from wondering where we went wrong.
There's always the Triad Christmas tasting in Manchester next month, and that'll only be an hour-and-a-half drive.
Have I been neglectful? Have I offended? Have I acted shamefully? Hana, no! If it's between Hana and Lucille, I prefer Hana. And right now, I'm kind of almost feeling a little bad for her.
Yes, but Cardiff...
Certainly, any problem can be discussed. As long as he doesn't turn me away.
Well, there goes my good mood. Are you happy now, Hana?
Why must he treat me this way? I don't believe that Hana would defend herself. As much as I want to, I don't think she would. I think that she's the kind that would... I'm playing this game, I'm playing the character. As much as I want to throw this guy out of the window, I don't think Hana would do that. I think Hana only speaks up if he really oversteps his boundaries, and I think this is not... I'm not gonna say that it's not that bad, because it is. But if you look at it from her perspective, I think this is the kind of situation that they've been through thousands of times. She yelled at him in the hallway. First of all, he was really, really bad. Second of all, he acted that way towards someone who was not her. And I think that Hana is it's very important for her to have this beautiful, perfect exterior that people see them as this perfect couple. And so I think she would be more inclined to stand up to him outside of home. And I'm reading way too much into this. But genuinely, I don't think she would defend herself in this situation right now. Yes, we decreased our relationship with him. Good. I am happy. And I'm sure he will be too, once he gets over this little upset. There's no point in aggravating him anymore, so I keep myself from commenting on the issue any further. A sweet smile and a bowed head. No need to provoke. That's how I cope.
So, when do we leave? Where are we even going?
We're scheduled to leave after lunch for the Ermengarde Mansion. Das ist ja interessant. It's just Deutsch name. Is that infamous mansion? Yeah? I have seen it from afar. It's a huge property. Very beautiful if it wasn't left abandoned. Certainly a house befitting lords and ladies of the land.
A house good enough for nobles, huh? It is well known then? I guess that doesn't make it a total waste of time.
Our old sous chef mentioned going there for Halloween last year. We've not seen him since. Not that I mind. He made terrible pumpkin soup.
Goodness. I smile even as they turn their backs on me. The ride to the mansion is quiet, with Lucille having stared out of the window the entire way, not paying attention to anything around him. Meanwhile, I'm conflicted. I don't know if I should apologize for changing his plans like that. But by the time we arrive to the mansion and I see his eyes light up in genuine interest, apologizing is lasting on my mind. I think the game definitely has its problems, and the voice acting is one of those problems. But overall, I'm enjoying this game a lot. I really am. I think it's... If you look past some of its issues, and some of its issues likely stem from the fact that they probably didn't have that much of a budget. Hi Technoslade! Hi Elisme! Good to see you guys. How are you doing? The birds are in every single scene that has a sky in it. The worse it is, the more I kind of like it. Yeah, I really like it too. Okay, so this is during the open viewing? The whole affair with the Ermengarde mansion is certainly an interesting experience. The place had been renovated and restored by the owners to what they claim to be acceptable standards. The mansion itself looks like something befitting a fairy tale or a period piece. It's tastefully decorated, and with a little bit of love and attention, I'm sure it could be a place Luke and I can call home. It is good to see you guys. I'm doing pretty well. We're playing a very, very interesting game. It's a horror game that's centered around this mansion and a chain letter that basically has summoned a ghost. We're gonna get a perspective on the scene that we were in before. I think maybe so, yeah. And the number of other prospective buyers that have come from this powerful and wealthy of Luxborn certainly did not disappoint, marking this estate as prime property. The Lees are amongst the group who went with Rose Woman, and I saw a few other notable faces, though I didn't really like feel like mingling. Unfortunately for every one of them, the Wrights are interested in buying. What's been bugging my mind, however, is that Isabelle. So for those that don't know this game, in the beginning of this game, we played as her, as Isabelle. Sorry, Isabella! The character we're playing as right now doesn't get that it's Isabella. And Isabella was the one who found the chain letter, and everything went to shit after that, basically. I have no clue, Kusari. Yeah, Hope. Get the backstory of Hana and everything that led to them buying the house. What's her problem? I still don't quite understand what is happening.
It's been 20 minutes and you already forgot her name. RIP.
I corrected myself. I remembered and I corrected it. And thank you for the bits. Truly adopted the character she's currently playing? Yes. That's what I'm doing. One moment, she's scrambling to give us the paperwork to finalize the sale. Then she's panicking over some sort of prank letter or another.
Dear me. Is Isabelle alright?
Kind of painted with a blonde woman looks like Lucille. That one? Kind of, yeah. It's apparent, with the way she shakes and by the pallor of her skin, something has really shaken her up.
Isabella, do you need me to call that ambulance?
Ambulance? I am worried, but it will be best if she's attended to by someone more familiar to her, like her partner. But even then, the girl refuses Rose's offered drink and just looks about ready to make a run for it.
No, I'm just feeling a bit out of it. Excuse me, I'll be back. I just need to catch my breath.
And by the right door, looks like that little kid who was pretending to be a police officer. Yeah. And she does so, just as I predicted, and her partner follows like a concerned mother. There's an awkward air amongst us as we are left in the wake of whatever that was. The others murmur and gossip with each other, speaking of the poor, daft girl and telling the tale to whoever was not audience to the act in the first place. Hang on, I just want to check something. Okay. I maybe thought that it was gonna be like that each character was one episode, but that's not the case because there are 5 episodes and 7 characters. Ugh. It doesn't take too long for the woman, Rose, to return and pull us aside into the study for what I rightfully assume is damage control. Enjoy dinner, Skibbles. Thank you for hanging out. I'll probably end shortly. I kind of need to stop talking soon. But thank you for hanging out. I really hope you have a great dinner and a great rest of your evening. I'll try. But I can't. Every time I talk, it touches the gums around my tooth and it hurts more. Rose invites Marianne to, hoping to apologize to her as well. But the woman refuses, saying she's not one of her clients anyway. That leaves myself, Rose, and Lucille. The last all too eager to make himself comfortable in a study he's no doubt already claimed as his own.
I can't apologize enough about what just happened. Please forgive Isabella. She's been under a lot of pressure lately. She's young and all those rumors about this being haunted just got to her head. And it must be this terrible heat too. Not a drop of rain for days now.
Are you sure it is wise to just let her go like that? Where is the poor dear? She might get hurt.
She's more likely to hurt somebody else, given what just happened.
I told her to sit down and take a break. Already rang someone to pick her up, too.
That might be for the best, dear. But please, we're here to talk about the mansion, yes? Why, I absolutely adore it. Don't you, Luke? Some of the rooms will certainly have to be repurposed. We want to change the appliances and have Marianne lead on the decor, but the whole thing is just lovely.
I guess. It's certainly a lot roomier than our penthouse.
Exactly. Lots of space for guests, parties, a lot of room for little ones to run around too.
Let's not discuss that right now, Buttercup. Anyway, I do think it would be a shame to let this mansion slip past us.
But you haven't even finished touring the house.
Well, we like what we've seen.
I am making her job easier for her, am I not? No need for loans or long price negotiations. We can just sign a contract and close the deal. Really, you'd think the woman would be more happy about an easy sale. I know how these estate agents worked, how long they had to wait and how much they had to spend even just for a single sale. Why, she should be jumping for joy by now. I'm sure the commissions on this mansion is nothing to sneeze at, even if she has to split it with the Isabel girl.
Do you think we could have horses here?
Yes, those do sound nice, love. Anyway, if anyone else is interested in buying this property, I assure you that I'm able and willing to give a better offer.
A vineyard would be nice. Or maybe
And we do reward our people quite generously, Rose. So if I were you, I would start on that paperwork.
Helicopter pad.
Oh my god! I pause. And there's a small moment of complete silence where Rose and I just stare incredulously at Lucille. He's a kid. He's a child in a man's body. It's an unspoken understanding, a rule between the two of us that we have to put up and act. With our social standing, where image matters, it's also important to avoid making enemies. And to follow this rule is an easy feat for me. From youth, I have been very well-trained social butterfly, gracious and graceful. Lucille, on the other hand.
Wait, what, Luke? No, what? Whatever would we need a helipad for?
Well, he likes to play the fool sometimes, even if he's anything but. As he throws me a wry smile, I shake my head and beckon Rose over. This is to be our home, and there's nothing she or anyone else can do to change my mind. This is a place that speaks of power and importance, and at the same time of safety and comfort. Perhaps we can even have our family here. There's definitely no better gift than this for our special dates. Why, everything here is absolutely wonderful. Oh! Except for this ugly painting in the study. What the fuck? Why have that in your study? It looks like a bad fake of an Edward Munch painting.
Here's the deal. I'm willing to pay 10% higher than your listing price. If anyone tries to outbid us, just add another 5%. I doubt anyone can, of course. Or You know what? Just add 15% to the listing price, and we can sign all the paperwork now.
I guess, if that's what you want. That won't be any trouble. I don't have all the papers now. Didn't think this would be a quick sell. I'll have copies sent to you so you can look over them. And if you'd still like to finish the rest of the tour with Isabella's group, you're more than welcome to.
No, I think we're good here. We'd appreciate a private tour of the place a lot more, I think.
All right. Should I let Marianne in, then?
Marianne? Oh, right. She's been waiting outside the study this whole time, hasn't she? I'll need to have a little chat with her to move this little mansion project forward.
Please do.
There's a look of apprehension when the other woman enters the study. Yet, like a professional, I see the moment when she steers herself and masks her worry. Admirable.
We have this project, then?
Of course. Will you be needing anything from us?
Having the floor plans would be a great start, just so that I can look at them beforehand. And if you could tell me when you're available for a meeting so that I can include it in my calendar?
Oh, is a meeting really all that necessary, Marianne? I guess we can send Johans to help you out. You two can start by getting rid of this ugly painting.
It's not a painting. Totally uncertain somebody picking a certain letter made something crawl out of the painting. Could be, yeah. A hush falls upon the room at my request.
What painting?
Does not everyone see the painting? And lo and behold, the painting is gone! In its place, a mirror stands! Which leaves me to look at my own confused expression.
Odd. Well, no matter. Back to the topic at hand. Marianne, dear, we are simply far too busy to meet up.
Oh god. Free up your schedule.
But I guess we can free up a day to meet with you. I don't really need another maudlin Monday reading about Maury anyway. The book club can function without me for one day. What time shall we be seeing each other? How does lunch sound?
Besides, my house has a higher priority over book club. Why, we can hold the next meeting in this place. Surely the beauty and grandeur of it all would inspire spirited and lively debates about whether modern day writers could match up to the classics. I might as well clear up the rest of my week to handle whatever affairs buying this mansion requires of me. Any social activity can be put off until the Ermengarde, or rather, the Wright Mansion's great debut. I'll have my fill of great parties and gatherings, especially when I organize them myself.
That sounds good. Although, with a project of this scope, we might need most of the day to tackle your concerns. A more thorough inspection of the place is also preferable.
Yes, Hannah did see the letter right before this. She did.
Breakfast then! It's a date.
It's really not.
All right, Monday, 10 o'clock sharp. We'll see you then.
Actually, Marianne suggested that we meet at 9. But who's even awake at that unholy hour? I was lucky enough to wake up this morning before Lucille went all the way to Cardiff. We say our goodbyes, shake hands, and make it clear without outright saying it that we now own this house. Alright, now that we've done with all of that and we're out of the mansion, I think this is a good place to wrap up. Does Marianne has a crush on Hannah? I don't know. I have no clue. Could be. 9 isn't that early. I need to get some painkillers and go to sleep. We'll keep playing this tomorrow. We will keep playing this tomorrow and we will see how far we get, if we actually learn something new. If we find out maybe Hannah starts seeing the ghost too. Right? That could happen. That could very easily happen. Flushed so hard when Hannah suggested it was a date. I mean, you're not wrong. That could be the case. Alright, good night everyone. Thank you so much for hanging out and for watching. I appreciate that a ton. It's been, I've had a lot of fun with this game. We're gonna raid a fellow member of the Mallow Fellows, which is a new stream team that I joined. So if you want to join for that, please do and show some love. Hope you all have a fantastic night and I'll see you later. Good night, everyone.